Yeah.
Um, yeah. How's that going? Your new job?
I think it's fairly uneventful, which is why I haven't really much to talk about
I feel like my microphone is somewhere hidden on my desk. It is
it. Hold on, I cannot hear somebody.
It's me.
Okay.
I was literally just saying how my microphone somehow got twisted up behind my computer and was nowhere near my face, and I didn't notice.
Ah.
And the cord is just not quite long enough, so it's like never where I want it to be. Okay, you should be able to hear me better now, right?
Yes,
Okay.
now I can hear
There we go. Sorry for any terrible sounds that I made while moving that.
you. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Are we live?
We are live, yes. No one is here yet, but we are live. But we have our first
Cool.
sub. Thank you, Tim, who is not going to be
Oh!
present, but you know.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim, in the
I know that.
in the future if you watch
Yes.
this.
Thanks, Tim, in the future.
Well, he usually rewatches the streams like I do, which I didn't rewatch the last one, and I should have probably. Ooh, well.
Oh well.
Yeah. So, what I will say about my day is that I found that baby snapping turtle.
All right. Just.
It
Took it into your home.
Yeah.
Yep. I took it home.
Rebecca,
mom and
just so you know, the header for the stream is for
fudge.
ESO.
Yes, it is. Hold on.
Oh.
I didn't ask for a thing.
Yeah.
What's the title?
Hashtag where's Zahara?
I'm not naming it that.
It was a reference to where's Balnor.
I know. Thanks for the sub, Cracks.
Oh, hey, Cracks!
We're trying to name the stream because we forgot.
How about,
Dear.
What?
No, I just said oh dear.
Oh, I thought you said something.
I'm gonna name it that.
You could. Babes in the Big City.
That's a choice.
It was supposed to be like Babe Pig in the
Or like Babes in Toyland? Is that what you're going for? Because that's what it sounds like.
I was going for Babe 2 Pig in the Big City. Isn't that what it's called?
Babe 2 Pig
How do you
in the
just
City.
have that knowledge on
it's
hand?
Pig in the City is
Sorry. I thought it was Big City.
Babes in Toyland is a real thing.
That is a real thing.
I didn't make that up. It does kind of sound like a very inappropriate movie.
Now
I'm thinking about it more. It gets worse every time I think about it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was a children's movie from like the 50s.
It was.
Or something.
I like Babes in Toyland.
The 30s. It's very old, is the point.
It's a very old movie.
Back
it's good,
before
though.
they thought about porn titles.
It creeps some people out, but I
anyway,
like it.
So the name is. Where are we right now? We're in Dormishire, right? So we already had a title about that. But...
Welcome to Dormishire. Yeah. So I was gonna say, I'm gonna say, Sneakin' in the Big City.
Sure.
I don't know. You can even put I don't know.
I'm not naming it that. Not the I don't know part. Okay, what's I don't know what episode we're at. I think we're at 12.
Yeah, I think something like that.
I can't believe I forgot to do this. I never forget to do this. That's false. I've forgotten to do this multiple times, but still.
I still remember the one time that I guess maybe it auto-corrected or maybe you just didn't realize it, but that it was like the Sleeping Gods of Ninja.
I probably did just...
The Sleeping Gods of Ninja.
Yeah. In one of the titles. Alright, so we've got some people No. Probably just cracks.
Probably just cracks.
Um,
Okay, it is now updated. Yay.
Cool.
But yeah, so updates for the one person who is there. I am in the process of trying to figure out what we are, but I'm drawing them. Figuring out what the subscriber emojis are. So theoretically, we should have some for next stream. That's the plan, as long as something crazy doesn't happen, like we are hit by another hurricane or something. But for right now, yeah, you know. What?
We have I was just looking at the users in chat right now. There's someone here named Vatican City Magoo. And I just thought it was a fun name, so I wanted to shout it out.
So we've got 2 Italian cities.
Technically, the Vatican is its own country.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I know that technically it's its own country, but
Close enough.
It is close enough. And for people that didn't necessarily get that joke, my name is an Italian city.
Yeah, but I talked to the people at my job, right? My coworkers, that's what they're called.
The people at my job.
My coworkers.
The people that work next to me.
I got a bunch of emails from my coworkers this morning as they were going back and forth, because instead of a group chat, we have an email chain. But in the email chain, they're going back and forth about all the crazy, like, just flooding and stuff that was happening around. And, like, how, like, one guy's basement was totally flooded and he left the house before it got to his first floor, but it was like a foot away from the first floor, so he doesn't know what happened after he left. Like, a bunch of them had to sleep over at there's a hotel right next to the school. They were stranded and had to stay at the hotel. A bunch of students just stayed at the school last night. Like, it was crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I
like the time I got snowed in at Montclair.
I mean, like I told you before, or told you in our group chat, a house literally exploded. Like,
how exactly? How did that?
So I don't super know. I know I heard it last night when my entire house shook. But I thought it was a tree falling or something, and then I looked on the neighborhood app that I have. What's it called? What's the neighborhood app? Neither of you probably know. But there's this neighborhood app, that I always talk about.
Said Citizen?
No, it's Nextdoor. It's called Nextdoor. So I looked on Nextdoor to see if anyone had said anything about it, and yeah, so this morning someone put pictures up of the house, because I guess they were actually near it. I was like several blocks away or something from where this happened, and it still shook my house. Like, it was big explosion, but they showed pictures of it on fire last night and everything. So someone said but I don't know how reliable this was, because they were just sort of saying a warning, so I don't know if they knew this is what happened or if they were just saying this is maybe what happened. But they were like, make sure if your basement's flooding, turn off your your forced air conditioning if you have that, because if that gets wet, it can cause explosions. I was like, oh my god, I have a basement and forced air. What do I do?
Oh no.
But it was daytime by the time I read this, and I was like, I guess I didn't explode, so we're good. But
yeah, I live on a hill. I live on a hill, so my basement never floods, and my basement flooded.
I didn't actually check the basement, because it would have involved going down 2 flights of stairs, and I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, it didn't super flood. It's not a lot of damage. It's just there's a little water down there.
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe should look, but I kind of assume my landlord will take care of that, so it's not my problem.
I was also told, I work at a nature center, so trees everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was told not to go into work today.
Cracks, what do you mean twice in 1 week? What?
What? You cheated death?
Twice.
He was in a car accident.
Oh my
man.
gosh! Krax, are you okay?
I mean, I guess you're
I
okay.
hope
You're here, so.
You were about
yeah.
to say that, and I wasn't just putting your shit on blast. I'm looking at a different tab. I'm looking at my D&D Beyond tab.
Yeah,
so I don't see the
massive
chat.
car accident Friday night.
Massive. Oh, I don't like that. Well, I'm glad you're,
I'm glad you're okay, and I hope
I guess you're okay if you're talking to us, so that's good.
I'm assuming massive car accident makes me think the car is totaled, but I hope not.
It was not his car.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good for you.
I guess. Well, let's, yeah. I mean,
alright, so we're gonna get started.
Good job being alive.
Let's all
Let's
just
move on.
dissociate from our problems.
Alive. Good job cheating death.
Let's just all dissociate from our problems and enter into the world of Ninda. So welcome back to the world of Ninda, everyone. For those of you who need a recap from last time, because it's been a while, so do I. But from what I remember last time, we entered into Dormishire, the main city of Ninda. I believe you guys are on the correct tab right now, right? You're still in Yeah, you're in Dormishire.
Yeah.
So we are currently in Dormishire. We saw Estrella, Kade, and Zahara filter in their own ways. Zahara and Kade went and explored the marketplace a little bit, got some things from Irby the Bugbear, and from the Herbery, and Estrella sauntered in after having disguised self to be I forgot exactly what your disguise was this time. I believe it was
wasn't it the one with the really just terrible
old-fashioned
hairstyle?
The
Weird
Princess Leia buns, except extreme.
Yeah, extreme Leia buns.
Yeah, and eventually all made your way to... Oh, and first Estrella stopped in, had a very interesting conversation with Specs.
Yes, very interesting.
Her thieving mentor. In which she was able to possibly secure passage, where she needed... I believe you still need 3 gold to make the... I think it was 10 gold payment that...
Yes, I mean, I went out to try to, steal it, and I didn't get enough yet, but...
Yeah, you can't find anyone. And so, after that, you made your way to Gale's house, where Kade and Zahara already were, and you all had a minute to sit down, had some sticky buns, and felt nice and cozy in this little halfling home. Because a reminder, Gale is a halfling. So you guys are...
way too tall for this place.
Yeah, you guys aren't a short group.
Yeah, in my new heels, I'm 6'3", so...
Yeah, and I think Kade is, I think, the shortest, because Zahara's 6 foot. Kade, I think you're like 9. It's 9.
No,
I think
Zahara's
you're like,
not 6 foot, because I was taller than Zahara, and I was 6 foot before the new heels. So my actual height is 5. Wait, isn't it?
I think I'm 5'5".
Hold on.
Maybe 5'7".
Maybe I'm crazy. Hold on. Yeah, my actual height is 5'9", but I wore 3-inch heels to make myself 6 foot,
right.
And now I'm wearing 6-inch heels, so I'm 6'3". But I know I was the tallest before, even in my 3-inch heels, so it doesn't really matter. But
anyway, you're not the shortest group, and so you are all a little cramped in this little halfling house. Zahara is 5'8".
I'm 5'5", I believe.
And so you've kind of sat here to rest, and as people can probably see, we are missing one of our players tonight. She's got shrimp duty, so that's what I'm calling it. So so Zahara has decided to help Gale around the shop for a bit for the rest of the day. It's about midday, a little like early afternoon-ish, at this time. And so Zahara's going to be hanging out with Gale at Gale's homemade treats and catch up with her essentially aunt. And Estrella and Kade, you are free to do as you wish. Just to make things a little easier on us, I am going to delete Zahara from
Just
the
delete
board.
Zahara. Goodbye.
Delete her from reality.
Zahara, she's just no longer here. Yeah, so you guys are free to do as you wish now. Sorry, I just switched over to the Twitch tab where I then just saw in big words as you're trying to, like, put it in correctly. Shan is on shrimp duty.
I just figured, in case
really
anyone
big
is
for a
curious, I'll just place that there so we don't have to address it later. You know, I'm sure that's going to explain everything, right? If anyone pops in later, they're totally going to know what that means.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Cracks, it's Specs without the K. It's just the CS. He's he's just the tad extra, as you could tell from my drawing. If you want to bring that up again for the viewers at home.
Oh, right, I can do that. I forgot.
Here, actually, I can do that. Show to players, so it'll pop up.
Here he is with his glowy horns.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with him. Yeah. What would you guys like to do? I mean, Gale says that, like, Zahara kind of wants something to do with herself. I'm gonna say while she's here, so she is going to, like, be actively in the shop with Gale. And
looks like
probably...
this.
What?
I'm just showing a picture of Gale now. You know.
Oh, yeah.
For,
Yes, and so
oh my god.
she's probably going to actively be in the shop with Gale, since Gale like just kind of closed for lunch so that she could kind of host you guys, but now she's opening it back up for the afternoon, and says that you guys can hang here if you want, or go explore. Kade, you said you've never been to the city, or you've only been here once, right? So it's a big place. And Estrella, go explore.
I'll like nod and walk outside, I guess.
Well, hi. We don't. I mean, I was. You're sneaky, right? Okay. What? I hear a very.
Who are you
talking?
talking?
A whirring sound. Is that coming?
Yeah,
from
that
under
I
you?
hear it too. It's.
Kate, do you have a fan on in your room?
I do.
Probably air conditioning.
Yep, that fixed it.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry. You'll just have to sweat in your sweater.
Yeah, really, it's cool out, but why are you wearing like a
This
turtleneck?
is Kate. Why are you asking that question? This is
Yeah, I
normal
know.
Kate
Because I would
behavior.
rather be comfortable.
Wouldn't
I'd rather have a fan on and be in a turtleneck than in a short sleeve shirt.
comfortably temperatured is also a form of comfort.
I am comfortably temperatured when it's cool, like when there's air and I'm wearing a sweater.
That's fair.
Anywho.
Anyway, yes. So, no, I was speaking to Kade since Kade is the.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
there.
you were talking to Gale.
Oh, I thought
didn't
we left. I thought we
It's in
left
Smuggler's Row, but like.
I thought she told us to leave.
She didn't tell you to leave. She said you could hang out here
Okay. Well,
or
I got
you could go
confused.
explore.
All right.
She like
Fine, then to
said
get,
like you should go explore
yeah.
it while you're
Oh,
here. But
yeah. To Gale, I'm going to say, just before I've got some errands to run and all of that, but before I go out about the town, I figure maybe I want to take her aside. Like, I'm not saying this in front of everyone.
Okay. Yeah, Gale says, "Oh, come here," and she goes back into the like back room where it's kind of like the house, because Kade has already stepped out the door of the front of the shop, and Zahara's starting to make sticky buns because Gail has obviously probably taught her how to. And
family
yes,
secret. So before I go, I've only been back to town. This is the second time in the last 5 years or so, and last time didn't exactly end pleasantly after the whole apocalypse thing happening, and I kind of left quickly and didn't really get a chance to check up on anyone or anything really. But so I was just I don't. It's not obviously. It's not like you would know anything. I don't really expect you to.
You're wondering about Marcus.
Well, I'm always wondering about Marcus, but this was actually about something else because I feel like I've already asked about. Well, I think I have to stop wondering about Marcus right now because I've wondered about him for a whole half of a day now, and mostly for the last 5 years. But now that I'm actually in the town, and apparently according to specs, he just comes and goes and isn't here now, and he's just been all normal Marcus, having a grand old time without me for the last 5 years, and it's all good, and you've seen him,
sweetheart.
and it's fine. He's fine, and he clearly doesn't need me, so that's whatever. I don't need him either.
She takes, as you're doing this, even though you're probably talking with your hands, because I just assume that Estrella kind of talks with her hands.
She's absolutely a hand talker, just like I am a hand talker.
She does kind of grab your hands though, and just kind of holds them together and says, "You may be traveling, but who says that he's doing great?"
But I mean, he's Marcus. He's always doing great.
And you're Estrella.
And I'm always doing great too.
You're always doing great.
Right. I don't appreciate the quotes. Maybe
Well,
things have been a little bit rougher than I would have liked, but
she gives your cheek a little pinch and a little tap, silly naive girl.
But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, so fine. If you, I already told Specs if you saw him to leave a message with him, and I miss him, and we're moving on from that. Anyway, since he is not here, I can't keep thinking about that because it's not pertinent to the current situation we're in. We're going to be leaving town in, right on 12 hours or something, and like I said last time, I came to town and then just kind of skedaddled on after the apocalypse hit and all that, and I didn't really stick around to do any investigating of any sort. And what I'm trying to ask is do you know anything about the Crimson Letters and how things are doing over there? Just, generally speaking, do they have anything to do with the apocalypse, maybe? Or anything? Just, have you heard anything in the news? Not that I expect you to necessarily...
She puts her finger on your lips, if you want the answers to your questions, you gotta let me speak, honey. I was gonna say sweetheart and honey, so then it came out Sunny. That was my mistake, not hers.
It's kind of cute, though.
Because I was trying to say sweetheart, and then honey sounded better, so it was Sunny. If you want your questions answered, hun, you gotta let me speak first.
You know I'm not good at that.
I know. Hence, the finger.
Right.
And she goes, well, word around town is that they've been hard at work. The children have been scattered to the edges of Ninda.
Scattered, you say? Interesting.
Well,
right. Anyway, yes.
And no one's really seen the Ascended Sorcerer. I had already forgotten my...
Ascended is
the highest.
Arch is the second.
Yeah. No one has actually seen the Ascended Sorcerer in quite a while. Calls himself up in the tower, really.
In the tower. Oh, the tower, like capital T tower. Okay.
Yes. You haven't been away that long, sweetheart.
Well, it's only just like a, uh, uh, 5 years. That's like a fifth of my life. Maybe a quarter of my life. I don't arithmetic. Anyway, so, uh, so you say, so they're scat, so they're not, are any of them, do you know of if they're in town, are any of them in town?
Oh, some of them are, surely. Some of the younger ones. Knox, of course, is still in town. Well, of course, can't really travel.
Right. I mean, I just, maybe some things could have changed there. I don't know. Okay, so they're all over the place except the little ones. Cool. And the Ascended is in the tower. And what about the Arch?
Looking over things at the Crimson Letters,
Right,
I'm sure at the Sorcerer's Hall.
Okay, fine. Things are not, even with an apocalypse going on, magic's
if
gotta
anything,
keep
it's
going
more
on.
business
Yeah,
as
more
usual.
business as usual. Gotta keep doing the magic studying and such. Yes, of course. Why would they even attempt? Are they trying? Maybe I don't know why you would necessarily know this, but just like in case, just figure it's easier than eavesdropping. So, do they have any relation to? Are they? I mean, if you say things have, gotten, more business, are they part of the war effort?
Oh, of course.
Okay, that's what I figured. Well, at least they're putting themselves to good use, I suppose. War won't last long that way. I'm sure they'll take care of it. And there's really nothing. Why do I need to do anything, really? Right?
She gives your cheek another little pat and says, "Why don't you show your friend around the city?"
Well, I don't know if we're friends. Not by my choice, mind you, but I don't know that they really like me that much.
Well, did Marcus really like you that much to begin with?
Well, I did threaten. He did call me a demon, and I threatened him.
Threatened to use your demon blood on him.
I did threaten.
Oh, I remember that conversation well.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted his help, and so it was a bit of a bribe. You know how that's a bit of a maybe bribe.
Threat.
Okay, fine. It was a threat. I threatened him. Fine.
It was a threat. I threatened him.
But it's all water under the infernal bridge and all that. So, fine. I suppose things can change. People can come to like me. I'm a likable person, right? My printer just beeped at me after I said that. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah. So, anyway, I should get going. Okay, bye. Thank you, Gail. And then she's gonna walk outside.
Okay. And she says, "Be back by supper." Because she's obviously gonna have food for you guys if you want it. If you want it.
Yes. I want your supper. I mean, who knows? Maybe I won't get another for 5 years. For another 5 years. So I gotta take advantage of it now. With sticky buns. And then I'm out the door.
Those are for dessert, honey.
There's really not a hard line between supper and dessert.
And then she leans in and she goes, "But as you know, we have dessert here first."
Okay, she's out the door.
Yeah.
Hi, Kade.
Hi.
Sup? So, okay, that's great. Good talking to you. So, how would you like to just go on a real quick little pickpocketing trip with me? And possibly information gathering. You seem good at that, right? That's, you're kind of like a little bit shady, so I figure it might be something you're into.
Who are we
Just,
pickpocketing exactly?
rich people.
Rich
Just,
people.
We're just pickpocketing randos?
well, yes. Preferably ones I don't know. I mean, ones that don't, that seem random, yes. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
That seem random. So sketch.
Okay.
So, yeah. Because here's the thing. I mean, like I said, I'm extravagant, if you haven't noticed, and so I stand out sometimes, and like I'm very sneaky when I have to be, but like I wouldn't want anyone to maybe see me in all my extravagance as I try to pickpocket people in town. So, but it's something we could do, and then maybe I do a little bit of eavesdropping, and I just need 3 more gold. So.
You just need 3 gold?
Correct. Yes. Specifically 3.
What
I
do
mean,
you-
I'll take more. I absolutely would take more. I
What do you
do
need
love.
gold
Well,
for?
just a deal I made to get us out, to get us passage out of town.
Okay. Do you want me to just give you 3
No,
gold?
absolutely not. No, we don't. That's not how this works. Okay. Gold has to be stolen. It's a lesson I learned from you know what, you're gonna meet him tonight. My mentor. Why pay for something with your own money when you can just go out and steal that money and then pay it away, and you always have the same amount of money, no matter what. So there.
Alright. Kate starts to like walk, and as they're walking away, they're like, and everyone thinks I'm shady.
Oh, everyone knows I'm shady. I'm just saying you wear a lot of black, and I mean, it's clearly your color, but like literal
Wear a lot
shade
of
of
black.
darkness happening over there. So I just want to stay with the money that I have, and I don't, and possibly gain more, but like it's anyway. So let's go and get 3 more gold, and possibly more than that. But so, more to the point is, I think that you have a good eye for people the same way I kind of have a good eye for people, but like we can kind of bond over that, and I'm just, something to do while Zahara's sort of bonding with Gale, and I could just kind of, tell that maybe, you aren't into the bonding with Gale because you don't know her, and that's kind of awkward, and we could bond together, or us bonding, yes. So, really what I need you to do is just do a little scouting in the market and maybe a little bit south of there, and make sure no one's looking at me, and also look for a rich person who is not a tiefling. Just look for rich people who are not tieflings. And if you do see a rich person who is a tiefling, also tell me that, but then don't judge me when I run away. Sound good?
God.
Okay, I need to go get dice, because I just realized I never got my dice.
While you're gone, I'm gonna show off my new dice bag and dice tray. So this is my new dice bag. It's huge, but the best part of it is
Okay, I'm back.
it has pockets.
What? Oh, your dice
that is
bag.
My dice bag has pockets, so I've organized all my
That's
dice.
so-
My d20s are in the
That's so
center. I have
exciting.
there's a spot for every die.
That is very nice. You don't have to
I
have
can
a
even
whole.
separate my.
Like yours is probably a lot easier to carry around than this very
I can even
heavy
separate
thing.
my. I can even separate my d10s and then the what I call a d100, the one that has
Yeah.
the tens section, and my new dice tray. I finally got myself a dice
Ooh,
tray.
Yay.
Aw.
Oh, it's so shiny. Where'd you get that?
Very.
Amazon.
Wow.
It's from a company called Forged.
Forged.
and it's supposed to look like,
Dragon
like
Dragon scale.
chromatic dragon
That's
scales.
nifty.
I should probably get myself a dice tray with how often I'm just screaming at my dice that are rolling off the
tend
tables.
to throw your dice across the room a lot. Not actually, but like, they do seem to escape your grasp more often.
See, I've been rolling at this desk for so long that, like, I used to have something that I put it in, but it just was never right. And every time that I've tried to just roll on the table, it just always falls off. So it's just and best part about this thing, it's one of the ones
it's
right?
exactly like mine. So it's very nice for carrying. It's wonderful.
Shan also has one that I bought them, so I feel like I need to get
Shan
one.
has the rectangular one. What I really like about it is because of my lovely hearing issues, that it doesn't make loud dice rolling sounds.
Yeah,
it's just
like
it's just enough
sound.
of a sound that it's pleasing without being annoying.
And I can now do my chaotic alley dice rolling and not have to worry about it.
You do very alley dice rolls.
It's because I've learned that it works.
True. Alley does get some incredible nat 20s.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of my little potion bottles for my dice. I need to get like an actual display for them.
That is very
See, I
cute.
just don't have enough room.
I do like my display. It's just like it's a lot to carry around, but I use it as like on my shelf next to my books. It kind of holds my books up like a bookend. So as soon as I pick it up, then all the books fall over, and so I have to go reset that. But so every time you hear me pick this thing up on stream, there's like a right afterward because it's all the books falling over.
What I also like about this is that it's so soft, and like because it's just got so many fabric folds in it, I could use this as a pillow if I ever needed to.
Emergency pillow.
Choice.
Emergency dice pillow.
Dice pillow.
Alright, so I have my dice now. Anyway, so essentially Estrella is thinking that, because in the last game, like last session, she did some scouting around the market and there weren't any rich people. But she didn't want to go down south of there alone, or to the areas that would definitely have rich people, so that's kind of her thought process in asking Kade to come with her. So, we're not going to the market, we're going, I was thinking maybe to the tech trade area, or towards the tower, something like that. Or maybe towards the letters, but like, well, let's just start with the tech trade area, I guess. I don't really know what the tech trade is, to be honest. But
so the tech trade is probably actually the one place that Kade is more familiar with, because did you just shake your head like, no, I'm not?
No, I went, oh.
Only because the one other time that you were here, that's where the people in your caravan were going.
Oh.
So they have been to the tech trade area before. I mean, you didn't have, like, the time to fully explore it or, like, do too much, but you knew of it. That makes sense. So, you guys want to go to the tech trade?
I'm following Estrella.
Okay. So yeah, we'll head to the tech trade. So again, we are on the lookout for people who look like they don't deserve the money that they have. Sound good? But again, just if you see a tiefling, let me know. Okay. Don't try to rob them. I mean, you can try to rob them if you want, but I'm not going to, because of solidarity.
Yeah, I get it. You have weird sibling things. It's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no siblings. I'm an only child, and, yeah.
Alright, so if you'll move yourselves over to the tech trade area, also buy supplies and salvage, I will I've made all those. You guys can see those words now, right?
Yeah. Like apothecary, candle bed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
My eyes are leaking.
No, right, I can move over there.
Called crying.
I'm not crying. Like they're just leaking.
You're
Which
just so
one?
happy to be
Lord.
spending time with
So
me.
emotional.
It's making you emotional.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's what it is. I'm just
Definitely.
so happy.
It's okay, Cade. I think we're going to be great friends too.
You would think that. It's
All
probably
right.
that I have like years old makeup getting into my eyeballs.
Years old. I mean, that's honestly same though. But,
Ugh.
all right. So yeah, heading to
Yeah.
down.
So I've revealed a couple
Yeah.
more things.
Heading down through the tech trade towards barracks, kind of circling around the tower, generally looking for, you know.
There's also the import market. Further
I
down.
didn't have it scrolled enough, so I didn't even see there were other things.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah. Where would
again,
the
it's a
rich
big
people
place.
be?
I mean, they would probably. Well, okay, so Dormishire isn't necessarily a rich place. It's affluent,
Well.
and but it's also like blue collar. So
Aw.
the Port of Shire, these like this row of houses, and like, well, really they're like a row of apartments, are really the people that they're either like families of like officers in the Protectors of Ninda, or they are the people who actually man the ships that are being, because not all of the ships are, military ships at the port. Some of them are just like blue collar ships, like a fishing vessel, or just straight up transportation. The reason that you weren't thinking of that route is because you wanted to stay under the radar. You were looking for underground means. But more of the affluent people, they would probably stick to the import market.
All right.
Um,
That's where we're heading.
Because that's where you're gonna find more imported goods. Of course, they'll probably go to the marketplace to go to the herbery, because nothing's better than herbies.
Herbers, yeah.
Herbies. I couldn't remember what I was trying to say.
So are we making our way downtown?
Walking fast.
Walking fast.
Faces
Faces
past.
past.
And I'm homebound. Well, I'm
And
not
you're
homebound. Absolutely not.
Okay. So as you're going through this area, I do have some questions. Estrella,
Yes.
what are you?
Disguise.
Are you still in your disguise?
I'm.
I really thought you were just gonna say, "What are you wearing?"
are you
So
wearing?
I remember when I went to Gale's, hold on. I think I get one disguise a day, like one disguise I should check.
Disguise self.
should check on that, but I think it's once a day.
Double check that one.
So I would use my disguise kit, but I wouldn't get like the bonus of it being, how we did that, because I have the disguise kit. But, so let me just check though. No, it's here. Okay. You can cast the disguise self spell once. When you can cast once. It just says I can cast it once. Oh, you must finish a long rest to cast it again. I had to keep reading. Yeah, so I'm not disguised self, but if you remember in, when I went to see Gale, I, like, wiped some of the, like, makeup off and stuff so that she would recognize me, but I didn't, like, take the full disguise off, so I'd say I'm, like, semi-disguised,
Okay. Do you remember what your deception check?
I believe it was like, I don't remember, but I want to say it was in the 20s, but I don't remember what. It might have been like a 21
I'm gonna have you
something.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll another one, since you have taken off some of the makeup, or have you reapplied it?
I mean, yes, to an extent.
Okay.
I'm just not. It's not magically applied, because there's no magic. But like,
Yeah.
So like, I'm just playing it as if it's not quite as strong as it was.
Okay. So would I use? Have I been giving? I'm sorry.
It was.
It's been so
I
long
get
since-
advantage. For.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's flat
Yeah.
then. If you haven't fully touched it up, then I'm gonna say that this is just gonna be a flat roll.
Well. So I rolled an 18, and then my disguise kit is I don't remember whether that's performance or deception or sleight of hand or just disguise.
I think
kit.
I'm gonna say deception.
Okay, then that's a 26.
26.
So
Okay.
you can never, no one can ever recognize me.
Yeah.
International
do me
woman
a
of
favor.
mystery. Yes.
Do me a favor and just write that down so we don't forget.
I feel like it's always a 26. Like every time I do this, it's a 26.
Yeah, that has been a common number. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring some other things into your view since you guys are down here now.
Okay, it's written down.
Cool. All right. So you guys are here in the import market. Estrella, you have probably been here before, but you didn't really like frequent this area with Marcus or anyone really. You might have been there with like your family, but this is not the place that you usually pickpocketed.
Right.
You would tend to stick towards the market and Smuggler's Row, hoping that like newbie tourists were unfortunately walking through Smuggler's Row, and you would try to get at them, kind of thing. And so you're here. I'm gonna say roll me a luck check.
All right. That's a 5. Yeah, 18
Okay.
would have been nice right now, Jai. Jeez.
Right now, it's about mid-afternoon. I mean, sorry, I said it was early afternoon. It hasn't taken that long to get into the city. So you're walking around the marketplace trying to look for people. There are people here. It's not like a packed Saturday afternoon of shopping. It's kind of, this is a weekday, so it's kind of just people grabbing stuff on their way, or you see some people setting up their carts probably like for the weekend. You see the traveling trinkets stand where Vizzle would be. Kade, actually, you've been to this area as well because you helped Vizzle set up her shop when you were first here. So you see where that is, and right now it's closed. It says "Be back soon" or something like that. It says something like "Be back in," and it says like whatever month it would be. And you also pass by. You see a little like apothecary-ish kind of stand with some very exotic-looking flowers. And that is the Pick Your Poison apothecary, run by a little fearful girl, who just looks like the happiest to be surrounded by all these like very dangerous and poisonous looking plants, but like very colorful, also still very pretty, and while you are walking around here, you do see... actually, you know what? Give me perception checks, both of you.
Okay.
That's an 11.
Oh, I rolled shittily. That's a 9.
Don't you have like insane
Don't
perception?
you add, like...
I have a 19 passive perception.
What do you add? That means you add 9.
I add...
Doesn't it?
No, it's because of feet. I add 4. I rolled a 5. Is the problem.
Ah. Okay. Well, I'll say that your 11, Estrella, is enough for you to see this because, are you moving sneakily through this area at all, or... Estrella?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so give me a stealth roll.
Are we both stealthing?
I assumed that was
Estrella?
kind of the whole point.
Oh.
All right, then
Okay.
Kade, give me a stealth roll as well.
That's a
I
9.
don't fully know the point. I got a 12, and I add 8 to
Oh
stealth.
my god, what is happening? Why am I... You
Wow.
can't recognize me, but you can for sure see me!
Why are the dice?
You're lucky that the person I just rolled for rolled a 3. So you're not being your stealthiest. I think you're a little thrown off your game from being around here.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
But this person isn't being sneaky at all. They kind of can't be. You see Kade, I'm gonna say you see this too. You see 2 blue tieflings, one in a wheelchair and the other and looking kind of just kind of looking around, and the other is a younger tiefling talking kind of excitedly to the one in the wheelchair as he pushes them around. And Estrella, this is 2 of your... This is Veresi?
Versi. Verse.
Versi.
Just verse.
Verse.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I wasn't sure how
Yeah, no, it's
you
just
wanted that
verse.
pronounced. You see Verse and Nox.
It's because you changed the spelling of it.
Oh, did I?
V-E-R-S-E. I think.
I'm like, oh, look how pretty.
Oh, yeah. No, it's Versse.
S-S-E.
So I added...
yeah, I knew, because it was supposed to be based off a universe, but then I was like, I can't just spell it verse, so I just added an extra.
I fixed it.
So, you know. In case you haven't noticed, all the names are based off of galactic stuff. So.
Yeah, astrological-ish.
I didn't notice.
Well, you don't know all of the names yet, so.
Yeah. Some of them I'm not even sure how they relate, but I believe you.
Well, anyway, yeah, so.
So you see Verse.
S-S-E.
You see your younger, do you mind if I say your younger brother, Verse? And you're...
Someone already figured it out, apparently.
Yeah.
Someone didn't understand that I was lying this whole time. Or someone did understand that I was lying this whole time. Anyway, whatever, go on.
And your older brother, Nox.
Nox is the one that you don't have a picture of, right?
Yes, I was in the middle of prepping it when I realized I was about to upload it, and I was like, I never finished this, and I thought I did.
Oh no.
So I'll have a picture for Nox next time, and I'll show it. It's almost done. I just he's a deep midnight blue tiefling. He's got a bit of a scraggly beard, and he's sitting silently in a wheelchair, being wheeled around by his younger brother, Verse, who is a very, very beautiful, delicate-featured tiefling, also still blue, and is has a very... You can actually hear it from wherever you are. Has a very like light, lilting kind of voice. Very kind of prim and proper, but you can see that he's speaking very excitedly to his older brother, kind of explaining and pointing out things that he's seeing. Yeah.
I'm gonna lean over to Estrella and say, family reunion, 12 o'clock. I mean, us, whatever direction they are in front of us.
Oh, you mean you saw some tieflings? I see. Yes. I'm
gonna say, Kade, give me an insight check.
Okay.
Remember, you have
it's
special...
It's not okay to just assume that all of us are related. So.
You told me to tell you if I saw a tiefling.
Yes, but then you said it was a family reunion.
So
we're not all
away.
family. I'm not related to every tiefling that exists.
Kade, remember that you have all those like bonuses because you guys have that extra insight stuff towards each other from your trinket.
Oh fuck! What does that do?
Gives you there's a feat.
It increases your wisdom score by 1. You gain proficiency in insight, or expertise if you had proficiency. Something. Uncanny insight. About one humanoid you can see within 30 feet of you. Make a wisdom check contested by the target's charisma check. Okay. If you check sees, you have advantage on attack. Well, that's to make attack rolls against them. That's not about this. So it's basically just you have expertise or proficiency and.
Or I already have expertise in insight, so.
I think that's because of this.
Okay. I have 15, regardless. I got 15.
Yeah, you can't put your finger on it, but something isn't quite right with what Estrella was just trying to pass off there. But you decide to let it slide. You're not quite sure what it is, and you'd rather confront her when you have more of a confirmed.
So Estrella is going to attempt to hide. Is just going to straight up hide. Like, she sees them and then she books it to make so, like, 1 second Kade says, the family reunion thing, she says that's rude, and then immediately Kade, looks back and she is gone. Like, that's the idea. And she is now just behind a stall. Like, whatever stall they were at, on the other side of it. And then you just hear from, behind, don't pickpocket that one. Don't do that. It probably... Well, I wouldn't advise. Tieflings have great magic, and they would probably, it might go badly for all of us involved, not just me. So,
Estrella.
Yes.
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Not the most intelligent. Intelligence is was my dump stat. Well, no, strength is my dump stat, but that's a goal. Oh, wait, actually, I have proficiency in that. That's a 14.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Oh no. Oh.
You hear a voice in your head. You hear a voice in your head that you haven't heard in a long time. So long that you had actually forgotten what his voice sounds like. You hear voices knock. You hear Nox's voice.
Got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Voices Nox. You hear Nox's voice, and you just hear the word "why."
So she just kind of freezes for a second, and I don't know what Kade, what are you doing after I did that?
Yeah, Kade, Estrella just disappeared.
Yeah, you heard me, kind of come out from behind to, whisper that, and then back, I'm just gone, yeah.
Would you like to pickpocket someone?
No! I'm torn. I either want to just, casually lean against the stall she's hiding behind, I don't know, I have a lyre. That's what I was gonna do, was just, play and just, kind of
the instrument. I thought you meant you have a lyre. I am a lyre. You have a lyre with you.
I am a lyre. I have a lyre.
Yeah, you do. Lyre. You do have a lyre.
Part of me wants to just fall into step behind them and listen to what they're talking about, but, it feels too intrusive. So I'm just gonna lean against the stall and, casually
isn't that your
witness.
Whole thing is to,
give me a performance check.
Spy on people?
Are you at...
Yeah, but it feels a little I'm 5'7", by the way. I just saw my height on my D&D Beyond sheet.
By the way, I'm 5'7".
You just say that out loud,
In other words, so as Estrella is trying to hide behind you, you can't hide her.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm kidding. You're hiding behind a stand.
I'm into shady stuff, but first of all, this dude's in a wheelchair. I feel a little bit bad just creeping up on him just because his potential family member is being shady. It's not quite reason enough to eavesdrop on them.
Right. So
Okay,
you're just
performance.
standing there playing your
Yeah, because I
Why a
feel
lyre. I thought it was always a lyre.
It's
liar.
a liar.
I looked it
It's
up
definitely
because
a
I wasn't
liar.
sure.
Well,
I just knowing Estrella and knowing the kind of shit she gets into, I feel that this is gonna go downhill soon. So I kind of just want a front row seat to watch it happen.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Give me. You're
Why
just.
am I rolling like shit?
What did
I
you roll
got a 10.
for your performance check?
And I add 5. I keep rolling 5s and 4s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I'm just saying you don't draw a crowd.
That's fine.
So I guess that's probably
That's for
better.
the best.
True.
If you were doing well, you would have drawn a crowd. So
Could you imagine if Estrella dropped a high and I got a nat 20 and like drew the most incredible crowd right to her hiding spot? I
Oh
wish
my
it
God.
Damn it.
You'd have to like Pied Piper them away.
yeah, so you yeah, so it just looks like you're kind of chilling. So it doesn't draw any attention. Right, you said you got a 10. It's literally
Yeah.
right down the middle. You just look like you're just hanging out, chilling. The person whose booth it is, I'm gonna say it's the Pick Your Poisons booth. You see that some of the plants actually like kind of lean towards you, like they're enjoying it.
I'm now behind it.
Even if that, yeah. So some of the plants are leaning towards you, like they're enjoying it. And the girl behind the little fearable girl is just kind of like bouncing her head to the tune that you're playing, and that's about it. And they start to walk away towards like they were kind of just walking like through the market. So they just start to walk out of the market. As they get to the actual like cobblestone area, well, it's not cobblestone, it's smoother than cobblestone, but the stone walkway, Estrella, you do see Verse actually go, all right, you ready? And runs a little bit and then stands on the back of the wheelchair and like and you see like a twitch of a smile on Nox's face.
Can I make an insight check?
Go for it.
Okay, finally. That's a 22. And so what I want to make an insight on is A, Nox is responding to this. Like you said, there's a twitch of a smile. Am I getting the sense that he is...
His mouth twitches like there's...
Does he seem the same as I remember, or does he seem...
No, it's about the same. He would always have those kind of like slight responses, like you could tell that like he was there, but the lights just were barely on.
And the second thing is, but I do also see that Verse seems to be... I mean, he leaned down and said, "You ready?" So it seems like he's communicating with Nox in some fashion, as in he's not just like doing this to have fun for himself. He's just like... It looks like they have a relationship of some sort.
I'm gonna say with that 22, it's not like you saw, like when Verse said, "Are you ready?" It's not like Nox then held on to the handles or anything. You don't see like an actual response. Yeah. It's just kind of like, with that 22, I will say that you do get kind of
water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you do get kind of a feeling that maybe Verse is one of the younger siblings, and Nox is one of the older siblings, and the fact that like Nox can't do too much, and Verse was probably not dealt with too much because he's the younger siblings, that maybe they just kind of fell together.
Right. I just want...
And that, especially since Kade isn't here, I'm just going to say this. You know, you've told me that you would talk to Nox sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not like you would necessarily get a response, but you could kind of tell he understood.
More what I meant by what I'm trying to observe is that Verse seems to respect him as a person, as opposed to him being like a potted
100%.
plant, the way a
no,
lot of the
no.
yeah.
Verse seems to have taken up a role of maybe not caring for Nox, because that's a lot to ask of a. Let me just remind myself how old he is, of a 15-year-old.
Yes, 15.
To look after his 24-year-old brother. So that's a lot, but it looks like he's happy to be that role, that, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
You grew up, you know this family. It's a lonely family.
Yeah, that's exactly why I. Hold on, let me get back in character. That's exactly what I was looking for. Was I was hoping that someone was. Anyway, so I get this voice in my head though. Yeah, but I was just hoping that someone was, that he wasn't alone. So anyway, he says why, and do I get the sense that this is like message where I could respond, or is it just in my head?
Give me another insight check.
That one's not as good. That's 15.
I'm gonna say that's good enough to it kind of just feels like there was you're not even completely sure if it was just the idea of seeing him that you just, like, maybe you imagined it. But you don't get the idea that you could answer. That, like, you're not even sure if you heard it. Like, not that you're not sure if you heard it, but it could have just been, like, maybe a memory triggered by seeing him.
Did the voice sound like a child, or did it sound like a man?
It sounded like you remember him.
Alright.
So it sounded like I think I said it happened when he was like 5 or 6. So yeah, you hear his voice as you remember it.
Alright. So I think Estrella, she was hiding. She was like up on her not her toes, she's on 6-inch heels, but like behind this cot, like peeking out, and then after she hears that, she just kind of falls back. Like, so she's just sitting on the grass for a second. And fully
you do
sort
see
of in her hat,
you do
as
see,
she does,
Yeah. You do see from where you are positioned behind the pick your poison stall that, like, they're walking this way towards Leader's Lane. So you do see them pass by this, like, tree. And you see Verse, like, laughing and, like, ruffles Nox's hair.
Hold on a second. I would like I would like to do something.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm behind this stand, and they're coming over here, and so I would like to do some like a card throwing trick, to throw a card that I've written something on to, like, land on, like, in the chair or something that just said, and would that be possible? Because like I can card throw to actually injure people, but that's not the idea. I'm trying.
I will say that let's see. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be an attack roll. But I will say maybe.
Basically, my idea was paper airplane, but I don't have any paper. I have playing cards, so that's my plan.
I'm gonna say. Well, what does your note say?
My note just says, "Thanks for taking care of him."
Are you disguising your handwriting at all?
I doubt Verse would remember my handwriting, but
I just want to know. Okay. I'm gonna say make a sleight of hand.
I'm not disguising it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say make a sleight of hand check. Which card is it?
I mean,
Do you pick a specific?
uh,
Like, I mean, like, of a suit, like, of cards.
what would her favorite card be? I never thought about it. I want it to be, it's like, obviously my first thought is an ace. Probably an ace of diamonds is probably her favorite card.
Okay. Ace of diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of, even though technically I don't have a bunch of decks of cards, can we say that it's not like I'm getting rid of my only ace of diamonds?
You have.
I probably
I'm
have
gonna say that you even.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gift this to you. You even have a trick deck that is just the ace of diamonds.
Yeah.
So you have 52 ace of diamonds because.
Yes. Perfect. Love it.
So now you have 51.
Awesome.
So give me a sleight of hand. That's what I'm going to say that roll. What are you doing?
I'm throwing a card so that it sticks into the wheelchair. That says, thanks for taking care of him.
Oh.
So that's a 16.
Alright, I'm gonna say that sticks right, like, you throw it perfectly so that it sticks into the wheels, and it starts to do that, like,
that's fun.
thing that, like, if you put a card in your bike tire, or, I mean, in your bike, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, like, you see as you only, like, partially see this, but you do see that Verse stops and, like, takes the card out. And I'm gonna do a perception check for him.
I mean, I am, like, I did a hide action. I'd like to...
Okay, like, so could you roll stealth one more time?
That's more what I was going for. That's a lot better stealth. Okay, that's a 21.
Okay. Yeah, no. He does not see you. But he just, like, looks around and sticks it in his... It kind of just, like, looks at it, sees what card it is, and, like, gives a little, like, And he shows Nox, and he goes, weird, right? And he puts it in his pocket.
All right, let's find some rich people. I scoot around the other side of the the stand to where Kade is playing.
Okay. I'm going to say, give me another luck check. This one's for the rich people.
Kade, do you want to do the luck check this time?
Sure. $16.
Better.
Okay. You start to now look around. You don't see any more unwanted family members, or you don't see any more tieflings. And you're looking around, and you hear coming from, as you walk away from the pick your poison stall, you do actually, like, you're walking around, and you're seeing just, like, normal people who look like they're just doing their grocery shopping, and then all of a sudden you hear, coming back towards that stand, an angry sounding voice, and he goes, "What are you doing selling me this kind of plant? Look, I'm broke out in hives." And she goes, "Sir, that's a hive plant. It's in the name." And he goes, "I thought they were good for bees. I wanted more. The bees are not doing so great, especially in the apocalypse. I wanted more bees in my garden." And she goes, "Sir, that's not what this is for. As you can see by my store, this is a poison shop. We have occasional medicinal ones. I can offer you an aloe plant that could probably take care of those hives, but that'll be 10 gold. And he goes, "Preposterous! Peh. I'm gonna run you out of business." And he, like, starts to storm off. And you see the girl does look, like, a little nervous, but also is like, he can't do that. I'll just poison him. And you see her then kick back and is just like, fuck it, let's see him try. And you see him storm off down the marketplace.
I'm a follow him.
I think we found a man. So I also follow after.
Alright.
Best to rob a shithead.
Would you guys like to... yeah, a Karen, if you will. And, so would you both like to pickpocket him? One in each pocket?
Well, you know, if we work together, one of us can be the distraction while the other does the, you know, like the one is the bump and the other is like, "Oh, sir, are you okay?" And then the other pickpockets, you know. It's a
Okay,
team
well, you guys
pickpocketing
discuss
is
this.
easier.
You guys discuss this and tell me what you want to do.
I feel as though you make a better distraction.
How's your pickpocketing skills?
My sleight of hand is +6.
Mine is a +7. So, but you're right. I probably do the better distracting, regardless. So I'm okay doing
Oddly
that.
enough, the bard is the rogue, and the rogue is the bard.
Very true, actually. We are opposites of what we're supposed to be. So, yeah, I'll do the distracting. So I'm just going to walk right up to him, and so he's walking away from us. I'm going to rush past and bump straight into him, and then fall down, real dramatic, like, oh, sir, what were you doing in my way? I'm
Roll me a... I'm gonna say this is a performance check. This is like not... This is not deception, this is performance.
I was trying to knock
I'm
him
also
down
gonna give you
too.
advantage, because
Okay.
this is 100% something you've already done before.
Okay. I would have guidanced myself on this, may I? Actually, can I guidance Kade before we do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have
Yes.
a D4 to add. Okay. Oh, it's a good thing I got advantage. That's a 19.
He goes, what? He's like
My
so
ankle!
flustered.
Ow! I think I've twisted it! You buffoon!
Here, let me help you up. And he starts to bend down to...
And his butt is right there for the picking.
go in for the-
pickpocketing. Oh my god. I did not say what I just said.
Kicking his butt.
His butt pocket. It's there for the
Let's
pickpocketing.
be clear.
Oh, I missed the word pocket twice
Kate,
in there.
give me a sleight of hands check. You have a D4 to add to this.
Okay. Crack said, "Oh no, now it's an insurance scam."
Well, you know, I'm into all kinds of scams. Whatever works.
Oh, baby. Let's see.
Don't forget you can add a D4.
24.
Woo! Guy doesn't feel a thing. You have gotten his wallet. Somehow, I'm gonna even say that this applies to Estrella, has gotten his watch as he helped her up.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, that's an easy,
Yeah.
that's a sleight.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an easy magician's
Oh,
trick
yeah,
to steal
absolutely.
someone's watch. Yeah, you got his whole wallet, his watch, and yeah, I guess that's probably all he has on him. And you don't get hives while doing it. The hives don't rub off. And so roll me. Let's see, that was a pretty good, so I'm not even gonna make you roll luck to see how much he has in his wallet. I'm gonna say roll me a D10.
You want to do it, or should I?
Do it.
Did you say you're doing it?
I said, "You can do it."
Okay. I'm gonna grab my D10. 5.
All right, he's got 5 gold in his pouch. I guess.
Hey!
it's
All right, so 3
wallet.
for tonight, and then 1 for each of us.
Sure. I'm concerned about. Never mind. You explained why the money had to be stolen.
So make sure you guys mark that down. And so you've got the money to pay Specs.
Yes.
What else would you like to do?
Well, I accomplished my pickpocketing. So might as well just take a look around these shops, I suppose, while we're over here. Is there anything of interest? Can I make a perception, I guess? See if there's any just interesting things to purchase?
Probably the most, like, interesting shop would have been traveling trinket, but she's not there. So I really
right.
But
all right.
You can still do
I mean, maybe I want to purchase a hive plant. I don't. That's like nature but worse. So.
Are you gonna try and like poison Monty or something?
I mean, I wasn't, but now that you mention it. No, he might be like a god or something, so I probably shouldn't.
Might be a god.
Well.
So was I correct? I don't know why I went accent.
I'm contagious.
Was that your family?
Didn't I tell you that there's I mean, you know, we're not all related.
Why'd you hide?
You know, I didn't want them to mistake me for someone else that they are related to.
Is that a tiefling thing, hating your family?
Yes, probably. We're all descended from, you know, demons.
Yes.
So, makes sense, doesn't it?
Do you think it makes sense?
Yes.
Give me a deception check. This is bullshit.
Yes, but I got a 25, so.
Fine. With disadvantage, no.
I mean, you want me to do it this way? I'll do it with disadvantage. I kind of deserve that.
I am actually. Now I'm just kind of curious.
I got a second 25.
Yes, you can roll insight.
I got double 17.
And I'll give you advantage because she's not RPing this well. No,
I am
RPing this very well. This is exactly how awkward Estrella is being about this particular subject.
Oh, well, in that case, she's not being very. Then she's not trying too hard. Yes. You're just rolling well. Yes. But Kade got an insight 25.
Uh-huh.
I have to make you guys do a roll off.
I already got two 17s.
What is your deception? What do you add to deception?
8.
That's what I add to deception too. I had 7 to insight. How do you roll so high?
I got another 17. So that's 25 again.
Damn it! I got a 23.
What the
heck? Oh gosh. Kade, you think that you're onto something, but like, you still just can't put your finger on it.
I think, you know, can I make a statement? Possibly?
Go for it.
I think you sense that we are that I think at this point, Estrella is being awkward about it, and like, Estrella is a very good liar. Rebecca is not a great liar, but like, Rebecca is a wonderful actress, so. But like, I am playing up this whole being very bad at lying thing for this particular instance because, like, she's very awkward about this subject, so it makes sense that you would have gotten the sense that, yes, she is related in some way to these people, but you don't know, like, they're her brothers. You just know she clearly has some history with them and that she's hiding.
I think it's, like, Kade has clearly gathered that, like, you keep hiding from tieflings, and you have some sort of family weirdness.
Yeah.
But, like, they just cannot figure out what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I can't even figure out what it is. Every time I think I understand what's happening, I'm like, wait, no, I don't.
Well,
there's, like, a new sibling shows up.
Good. I'm glad it's still a mystery to you, because I thought I'd given it all away. Look. Yeah, so... yeah, I mean, you know, I just... Like, look. you know and I know that I'm not being totally honest and that I'm rarely being totally honest. I think we can be honest about that, right? And that's about as honest as I ever am. But, in all honesty, um, yes, I do have a particular, I don't really want to run into any particular people in this town. In general, clearly, you met Gale. I know people in this town. I mentioned my mentor is from this town. So, like, I know people here, and people know me here, and some of them might be tieflings. But, I prefer to keep that part of my life I just don't like to think about it. So, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Cade wants to know so bad.
I mean, Cade can do something to know.
Cade could. Cade will sit on that.
I love you talking in third person.
So, well, I think what I would like to do next is I want to gather some intel. Once again, I'm in my disguise and all of that, so I'm like being careful, but which that's interesting. Anyway, but I'm being careful, but I do want to ask around to some stalls and such. So as I'm just going to go mosey about over here, perhaps the imports market is not the place to do it since these people are not from this town. Is that correct? Like the
Yeah, most of the people, I mean, some of them, like, if they're kind of regular stands, like, you can tell that, like, Pick Your Poison, she probably lives here. She probably, like, leaves for periods of time to gather her wares, but most of the people that have tents here, they come from the different parts of Ninda, and then, like, come here for, like, a month out of the year to sell their stuff or whatever.
All right.
So it's a rotating cast of characters, but like there's a few that you can tell they're more like stable stands, like traveling trinkets.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to one of the stands that seems like it's, stable, as you put it, more permanent or something, and I assume there are other people around, so I'm just kind of going to look around and just kind of casually say, "Oh, this is such a nice little place you've got here. I'm new in town, and I was wondering, I've just been looking for the accoutrements of the city and like what there is to do around here. And I don't know what is this stand I'm at. Can you tell me, like, what am I looking at right now? You think?
Roll me a d4.
Okay. A 1.
All right, it's a bakery. This is a baker. It's a baker from Featherland.
Oh, well, that's not okay. Hi.
Oh, sorry. You said one of the more stable.
I wanted one where they're like from here and might have information about the town.
Sorry, it's not Featherland then. I'm gonna say that this is a it's a fish stall.
Oh, okay.
Well, but it's not just like fish from one part of Ninda. It's like whoever they trade with the other traders and they just sell it all here. So they've got a little bit of everything, but it's a fish stand.
Okay, a fish stand. So I walk up to the fish stand and say, "Oh, it looks like you have quite a selection here. I'm
from all around Ninda."
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm from all around Ninda, and it's so nice to see something familiar.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
You been in these places? And like you can see that like next to each kind of like fish it says like where they're from.
Yes, I've been a bunch of these places actually. I've tasted all kinds of fish, and this is very, you've got quite a selection.
Yeah, I do.
Um, but seeing as it seems like, are you from around here?
Yeah, just live right over in the port.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it seems it's nice to see someone who has traveled about, but also uh, calls their home here. I've been looking for someone like you. Um, would you?
I mean I'm free
No,
later. You
oh,
wanna grab
no,
a
no.
drink?
Oh, you're so sweet. That's thank you, but no, I'm afraid that I'm too new here. I'm not really looking for anything uh like that. But
Alright, you're lost.
you're right. It is my loss. I'm flattered and all, and I'm
Are you gonna buy something
I
or
will
can I
buy a
help
fish,
you?
but first I have a question.
I will buy a fish.
uh, just
Yep.
as a person who has been all over, as it seems you have been, what is there to do around here? What's the local politics that are different from other places?
Wait, you say politics?
Yeah, just stuff that's going. What's the humbug?
It's the center of the politics.
Right.
Are you not from? Are you? Are you not from this planet?
No, 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 I'm from here. I just mean, I know this is where the center of politics, but I just mean here locally. There's like the Crimson Letters, for example. Do you know anything about them? And I'm hoping
My
there are other
sources.
people at this stand as I'm speaking that maybe someone with more thoughts
Okay.
will be there. Like,
All right. He goes. It's a bunch of sorcerers. They're hoity-toity.
oh yes, it does seem that way. I was just,
Yeah, there are
as
other people.
as a new person in town, I'm just trying to learn the lay of the land and who's in charge and who's in charge and who's in
And he goes,
charge.
well, I mean, Missy Ray is the is the leader.
Oh yes, I believe I have heard that name.
But,
That's
well,
right.
I mean, she's the one leader. I mean, there's five of them, and as he's like kind of
Right,
prattling
the
on
five
you,
leaders. Yes, I know of the leaders. One of them was from my hometown, and yes, I know all about the leaders. But that's yes.
no. So as he's prattling on, someone else at the stand goes, "I'm sorry. Did you say you wanted to know about the Crimson Letters?"
Well, I mean, yes, not just that, but just in general, I'm trying to figure out the local how things work around here, like who's in charge, and like
Well,
who's I've heard so much about those sorcerers over at that hall, and about the how the what do they call it, the attendant or something, and the arc. They
I wanted to see if you were gonna go for it, and you did, and I'm happy you did.
they
Attended and the arc.
yeah, how
you mean the ascended and the arch.
oh yes, that sounds right.
Cade's eyes have rolled into the back of their head.
Give me give me an insight check, real quick.
20, not net.
The person you are currently talking to is someone that you also have not seen in a long time, but you also didn't necessarily like, but he was also always kind.
Okay.
To you.
Okay.
This is sorry. This is Jackson Rose.
Jackson Rose.
Does Rebecca remember that?
Does Rebecca remember that? Rose Apothecary? Is that a
No.
thing? That's
Um,
from that's from Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, Rose. Why does that sound familiar? That's why.
Yeah, no. This is. I mean, I can just tell you. You would know this.
Yeah, I can't find. I have to open my notes, so I don't remember. Oh wait, owner of the Spark. I found it.
Yes.
I did write this down.
So this is Jackson Rose.
I don't know what the Spark is.
The Spark is the high class bar.
Oh right, it's the one that's not the Gambler's Gambit.
Crimson Letters.
The other one. The
the one
classy
that's in the
yes.
letters. It's elegant and high class, and all of the like the Crimson Heels all they all frequent this bar, and so do the master master sorcerers and the leaders of the
so Jackson Rose would have the insight.
Yes.
So I'm absolutely not going to give away that I recognize him, obviously, but I'm going to say, yes, I was just, I'm just as being new in town, and I'm interested in, I've heard so much about the Ascended and the Arch, and how, they're helping with the apocalypse and the war effort and all of that, and I'm just wondering, like, just curious about the whole shindig that's going on over there. It's so foreign to me because I come from a very small town where we just don't have things like that. And now that I'm in the big city, I'm flabbergasted.
Darling, has anyone ever told you that you speak too much?
All the time, yes.
Well, if you're interested in the Crimson Letters, I own a bar right over there, the Spot.
Oh.
If you would like to come by later, you can talk my ear off then.
Well,
Or perhaps I can talk yours off.
Beware, I have turned many a bartender into a librarian. Get it? Because, like, you talk a lot to bartenders, but you don't want to talk to librarians because they want everything to be quiet. So, like,
I want to believe that he gives you, like, a, what? And you explain it, and he goes, I like you. And he reaches into his, like, chest pocket, and he actually has, like, a business card. And he slides it to you, and he goes, come and see me later. And he gives you a wink. And he walks off.
I just might. Thank you.
I need to step away for a moment, because I have not eaten yet. So, we're going to take a small break. If you want to do your anime corner.
Okay, I can do a quick anime corner.
Slash ads?
I don't know how to run ads yet. I haven't figured it out.
Oh,
So,
right.
I don't know where that button is.
Break time. Rebecca's anime corner is about to start. And I've gained a lot of channel points from this, and from watching our own streams, and I still don't understand it.
I don't know.
Anyway, Estrella's anime corner.
They are so not that complicated.
I just don't know where the button for run ads is.
No, I understand channel points now. There's nothing to do with them for our channel.
Oh, correct.
Incorrect.
What?
They have default ones if you don't set them.
What are the default
Get
ones?
started. Oh, highlight
my message. Unlock a random sub emote. Send a message in sub only mode. Choose an emote to unlock. Modify a single emote. None of those will help you except for highlight my message because we don't have emotes.
Yeah. The emotes are coming.
We're working on it. All right. So you do your anime corner. I'm gonna go grab food. I'll be right back.
So, yeah, maybe at some point we'll figure out how ads work. But for right now, anime corner. What am I watching right now? Oh, I put in the Discord. I was talking about watching it is Honey and Clover is what I'm watching, but I've only watched 2 episodes of that, so I don't really have much to say on that. But it is little past halfway through the summer season, which isn't nearly as exciting as the spring season. There are a couple good things, but I don't know. I don't really have much to say about what's going on for that. Like, there isn't anything that's just god awful. That's like in an entertaining way. Is there? Actually, I'm watching a lot of shows. Maybe one of them's awful.
Maybe one of them
What
is
am I
awful.
watching? Let's see. I'm watching Tokyo Revengers, which is obviously not god awful. I love it. But My Hero, again, it's My Hero. Remake Our Life, which is a show about a guy in art school a guy who goes back in time to go to art school because he originally chose to go to business school and then he was miserable or whatever, and so he goes back in time to go be in art school, and then stuff happens and it's time travel stuff that doesn't really make sense and blah blah blah, but art school anyway. Then there's the detective is already dead. I've mentioned this one before. That one is trash. That is absolute trash. It is insane what happens in that show. So that's the one where, like, spoiler alert, the detective is dead. And there's this basically it's this girl asked this guy to be her Watson, essentially, and they like go on like a 3-year-long adventure together, and like, except that they start in middle school, so and she's like the greatest detective in the world or something, and except that she's investigating some sort of weird underground organization that has their ties in basically every criminal activity that exists, including just really mundane nothing. Like, just everything they investigate just happens to connect back to this thing. And anyway, so at some point 3 years later she dies, and so the show
Oh dear.
yeah, so the show picks up right after, like, it gave an episode where she was alive, and then it's like, oh, and 3 years passed and then she died, and second episode she's dead. And so it picks up where it's this guy, and I'm gonna spoil this because the show is not good, so sorry. If you actually want to watch it, mute me or something. But like, so essentially episode 2 starts with this girl coming up to the guy who's now in his like last year of high school or something, and she's like, I need you, you're the legendary detective, right? I want you to help me find someone, but I don't know who. I just know that I need to find them. And so, so he's like, I'm not the legendary detective, I'm the legendary detective's assistant, but he agrees to help this girl, and lo and behold, what he figures out is that essentially this girl had a heart transplant, and the heart that was in her is the detective's heart, and the person she needed to find was him, because the detective wanted to find, like, her heart lived on and wanted to find him, and this all happens in like the span of an episode, and just like, that's like a last episode thing to figure that out or something. Like, you've given it away, but whatever. So now she's like, I'll become the legendary detective now because this heart is beating in me, and I am no longer just me. And I'm just like, I hate this, because shows that like really go deep into like, it's like AI. I feel the same way about this weird, like, I'm no longer myself, like, stuff.
Right.
I don't like it. So anyway, and she's like, she's her, but her heart beats for him because it's the detective's heart. Anyway, so they go and investigate this random singer girl who is asked them to like protect this sapphire that's supposed to be stolen, except they find out the sapphire is actually her eye, which is blue, and for some reason it's special. It's a fake eye, I don't know. Anyway, and because the organization, which is called like Spess or something, it's a very dumb name, but wants to steal it for reasons I don't know. Anyway, and so that's like, now we're at like episode 5. Yeah, so beginning of episode 5, it starts a flashback. And the flashback is to when the detective was alive, and the detective is now alive for episodes 5 through I think we're at like 9, she's still alive. And so it's just this flashback has been 4 episodes long, or 5 episodes? 4 episodes long so far. And it's just like, la-di-da, like every episode there's just this moment where you think she's about to die and then she doesn't. I'm just like, I'm tired of this. Yeah, and like it's all just really randomness, and then it's very strange because they're like in the middle of this like these chase scenes sometimes, and they just stop to go do something else and they come back to it, or like, oh, by the way, we're still in the middle of a thing, and like it's just they're not it's very weird. And then they have this weird dynamic, the detective and the assistant dude, and then they end up, I guess, getting drunk and sleeping together at some point, which is interesting for an anime because very rarely does that happen in like high schooler animes, but it did. I think it was kind of vague, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And then like but then there's like this other girl, and then there's this random other girl who was there for about 2 minutes of an episode and is somehow in the credits like she's important, and she was never introduced. She's just kind of there, and she calls the detective mom for some reason, even though they were clearly like the same age. And she's just there, calls her mom, is apparently part of this investigating trio, and then just disappears for the next 4 episodes. I'm just like, where did you come from and where did you go? But the whole start of the flashback was because she showed up to the assistant guy in the future time. She shows up and is like, hey, well, haven't seen you in a year, and then we flash back for 4 episodes. I'm like, where? And she's not even in the flashback except for those 2 minutes at the beginning. It doesn't make any sense. It's such a mess. And so it's like, I can't even really like enjoy I can't even really talk this out because it's so wild how it's just a non-linear this storyline is. And like at one point the detective just has like a whole Gundam and like is fighting with that, but still can't kill the bad guy because they have magic powers somehow. And there's this guy who has like a weird who's like an android, but their definition of android is just has some appendage that isn't, originally his, and he basically has an alien ear. Like his ear just blows up sometimes. It's very weird. Like there's so much weird stuff, and this show just makes no sense. It's like, I like the detective girl's character more than anyone else, and that's the problem because I know she's dead the whole time, so it's just annoying to watch them just like, when are you gonna die? Could you just die already so we can get back to the even more annoying other characters? But like, at least you're dead now, and I don't have to keep waiting for it. I don't like it. So I've heard that, from what I've like seen other reviewers say, like apparently the light novels it's based on were like really popular, and so this was supposed to be like the show to watch, but the show is just really bad. So I don't know. So yeah, it's just,
how do you fuck up a light novel that bad?
I mean, that happens, but yeah, I don't know if the light novels are good. I just know they were really popular and everyone was into, like a lot of people were really into them, and I know, like, the first episode of the show was anime only, so, like, but I don't know what happened after that, like, if the pacing is as wonky, or the characters are as random, or what's going on. I don't know. I can't speak for it, but I'm here, I'm 9 episodes in, and I don't know what I'm doing. But, yeah, so that's, like, the one trash show I'm watching right now. I did just recently watch this show called Psychic Princess, which is a Chinese anime, which was really wild because when I started the show, I thought I was having some sort of stroke because I was listening to it. I was just like, is this what I was like, this is not, I don't understand this. Like, yeah, I don't understand Japanese, but like I recognize it. But when I was listening to this, I was just like, what's happening? And then I realized I took Chinese in high school. I really should understand this, and I'm sure Andrew's gonna judge me for it. But anyway, so like a minute or 2 in, I was like, oh, that's not Japanese. And then I was like, oh, that's Chinese. Oh, I know what they're saying, sort of, once in a while. Okay, you know what, Andrew? I was good at it back then, ish. You were just better at pronouncing things. I knew the words back then. Anyway, point being, yeah, so I watch a Chinese anime, and that one was also wild because, so it starts out where this it's basically this girl is supposed to be having an arranged marriage, and she's begging her parents, like, don't make me do it, you know that they hate our family, and they'll kill me, blah blah blah. And so I don't know why they're arranged, it's not really explained, but anyway, then the mother is just like, well, you know, you do have another daughter. And so it's like this real serious, like, there's, you know, it's during the middle of a thunderstorm and everything, and so it's like just super serious, and the father's like, oh, the one up in the mountain, yes, I don't know if we should do that, you know, we would be lying, but, and then the mother's like, well, they did ask for the firstborn daughter, she's the firstborn, they don't need to know it's the wrong name. And so, like, they basically they've got a secret daughter, or the husband has a secret daughter, the wife is not her mother, but there's a secret daughter up in the mountains, and so they're going to use her and make her pretend to be her sister to take the place to go in this arranged marriage. Anyway, so it's super, like, serious, and then it cuts to just the most out of left field song. Like, I've posted a couple weird OPs recently, but like or one weird OP, but this one is just from this serious start to it's Chinese disco is what the genre is. It's disco. It's a disco song. And it is just wild, the transition between that to this. So, and I'm very into this song. It's very catchy, but
I have to just say about Andrew's
I see it.
secret daughter in the mountains, secret daughter.
That is very good.
It's too good.
Yeah, so anyway, so yeah, I love this song. But and just the whole thing is them, like, all the characters doing disco dancing, like, basically that to the song, and it's just like wild. I mean, the show itself is very weird. But you know, it's like it becomes more of a typical shoujo kind of thing. Well, typical in the, like, historical romance genre. And it's mildly enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed it, though there was definitely some misogyny in there that would not float today, but we can pretend it's old, and I just, you know, am numb to that. So, like, but overall, it was enjoyable, but then the very last episode comes on, and the song starts again, and they have a live action guy disco dancing with the anime characters. Like, they just insert him on top of it, and I don't know why. I don't know who this guy is. I'm assuming maybe the director or something, but it's so weird. Like, he just comes out of nowhere, and he's just dancing with them, like, doing the, you know, like, this sort of thing that they're doing. It's not like the American disco, but, like, you know, whatever weird, like, this sort of dance they're doing, he's doing it with them. It's so weird. Anyway, so I recommend the song. So please just, I mean, I might post it in the Discord later, just because I've talked about it now.
It's just some guy they got
yeah,
off the
I don't
street
know.
who really likes the show.
It's like part of me wants to know who it
really
is, but also
correct.
I kind of like the mystery of it. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So are we? Well, now Kate is gone, but I finished describing the show I just watched.
Okay.
I mean,
well, we can still
True.
continue because it's kind of.
Well, I need to get water,
Kate's
so actually, you can continue. I'm gonna go get water.
All right. Well, then I'm just gonna say hi, guys. And I'm done eating now. And I'm sorry that I was eating. And my cute new turtle friend is back in the wild.
What?
Krax asked how my new turtle friend is doing because I did post a picture of the turtle I found after For anyone else watching who doesn't want to dig through the Discord, this is later, or doesn't know. I found a baby snapping turtle today. I was at a local park where they have like a pond. Actually, it's called Cooper's Pond. And they have like a walking path all around it, and I found a little baby snapping turtle, common snapping turtle, dried out on the path and wasn't moving, and I picked it up and I was just gonna bring him over to the water, and then we were like, is he okay? 'Cause he wasn't really moving, and so I held on to him while we took our walk around the pond, and then I was like still unsure because he was just kind of like being very slow. Like, I know turtles are slow, snapping turtles aren't. He was just like, not being as energetic as a baby snapping turtle should be. I was a little worried about him, so I took him home and I put him in a tank and kept an eye on him for a couple hours. I gave him some food, which apparently you can give. At least I found someone who said they give their turtles this. Their baby snapping turtles. How the hell do turtles snap their Tony?
I mean,
good point. They do make a snapping sound though when they snap their
that's
beak.
horrifying. I remember I once. Well, did I? There was a.
I once tried to relocate an adult snapping turtle and had a pair of raptor handling gloves and a towel wrapped around it, and I was still afraid for my digits.
Yeah. I've only been near like an actual adult, any snapping turtle, but it was an adult, once in my life.
Yeah, I'm a raptor handler. Yes, I have handled raptors. Sorry, Rebecca, continue.
No, that was it. It's just when I used to live not on a farm, but essentially on a farm. Like, I didn't own the farm, but like in essence, there was farm around me. It was also next to a pond, and we found like a huge snapping turtle. I mean, maybe that's not huge for a snapping turtle. I really don't know how big they get, but it was
apparently we like when we went to go re-release the little guy. He was like, I don't know how much people know about turtles, but I forgot that they do this. But like when turtles are like just hatched, their bottom part of their shell, their plastron, is actually soft because it's not fully done forming yet, and they almost have like a little umbilical, like a little belly button essentially, like where it was attached to the egg.
Interesting.
It was very cool and very cute, I think. He was just squishy, and I told my friend, pointed it out, who took a herpetology class. She was like, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel like I remember that. And they were like, yeah, or as the professor who taught the class said, little squishy raviolis for raccoons. And I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. If I had left this little guy on the path and hadn't moved him, he would have A, dried out and just died, B, been stepped on, or C, get eaten by a raccoon.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I don't like them being called raviolis.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of
horrifying.
But I mean, that's what they are. Or D, all of the above. You right, Crack.
Anyway, welcome back, Kate.
Yes.
No more ravioli.
All right.
Unless
it's the
pasta
Anyway, he's
kind.
back in the wild. We put him right down on a little ledge in the water. He had plants and places to hide, and also little fish that swam by. So he was all set. And ramen, not ravioli. And
yes, we will have ramen.
Yeah, so he's good now. So you guys are still in front of the fish stand at the I see the face that you're making, Rebecca. Fish stab.
Hi, Shan. Welcome.
What?
Shan, how are you on a lunch break
Oh!
at 8:30 p.m.?
Mandatory?
It's 8:30 p.m.
How are those shrimp treating ya? They're working for 7.5
My God,
hours.
Shan.
Wow. Shan, please stay safe.
Oh.
So, you guys are still in the import market. Jackson Rose has just handed you his business card to come to the, come to the library. Into the library. Read the wrong word. To the Spark.
Right, yes.
Later, he gave you a wink and walked away.
So I think Kade can probably see after that Estrella is deep in thought.
I don't quite know why Estrella's deep in thought, but I'm gonna walk up next to her and be like, have you considered talking less?
You know, it's been suggested, but no, I have not considered that. In fact, I've tried that in the past, and it wasn't a great time for me, so I'm going to continue talking. Thank you. Anyway,
Time to get insight check.
Go for it.
I got... What? D&D Beyond, incorrect.
What?
I rolled and the die showed a 10, and then it was like 8 plus 7 equals 15. No, I got 17. Computer.
8 plus 7 does equal 15. That is correct.
I mean, their math is right. I don't know what I'm even trying to insight. I feel like Estrella's copped an attitude, and I can't tell if it's just because, like...
Yeah, I mean,
she's overwhelmed, or, like...
Let me put it to you this way. You definitely know... Oh, I would say, unless, Estrella, are you trying to hide anything right now?
Oh, no, I copped an attitude. That was accurate.
Oh, okay. So then you do know that. You...
Yeah, no, I mean, with a 17, I think you get that I didn't like when you said what you said. Like, I'm not hiding the fact that I didn't like the implication that I should stop talking. Or stop, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I thought this little side adventure was going to bring Estrella and Kade closer together, because they're the only ones that haven't had one-on-one time.
Well, you know, we are...
we
are opposites of what we should be, and we are what we each other should be. So, you know, it's an interesting dynamic.
Right. You know what? Instead of just letting that pass, Kade's gonna say, I mean, do what you want. I've just never met someone who talks so much and says so little at the same time.
Thank you. I mean, that is what I try to do sometimes, but I know that wasn't a compliment. But
wasn't necessarily an insult, just an observation.
Well, you know, I've worked very hard to, you know. I like to let my mouth run. I think you know this, obviously. That's what you're commenting on. Wasn't always allowed to do that in my life, so... But there are certain things that I like to keep under wraps. But I'm finding that, you know, if the three of us are supposed to, I mean, if we're going to save the world together, then maybe it's, you know, not so bad if you know some things. What bad could come from it, right? Telling the truth once in a while. You know, I mean, except for a lot of bad could actually come from it. I would know that from experience, but, it's hard for me. Anyway, point being, I like to talk, but there are certain things that I don't like to talk about. But I don't like the implication that I shouldn't talk at all. Or even just less.
No.
I don't know, I mean, you know, I don't know how you were raised, but I was raised to, you know, be very mindful of my words and, you know, propriety and all of that. It's very important to my family. I don't like it. Because you never can really be yourself that way.
Mm.
So even when I'm lying, I'm still me.
Mm.
Kate's gonna not say anything else. She's gonna nod their head.
Anyway, so, with that
The
being
pregnant
said,
pauses.
so we were just, I mean, I was just invited to, oh, well, not invite, well, I suppose you were there, you saw it happen. So, the Spark is a bar in town that's a fancier, on the fancy side, and, you know, we might be able to gather some information about, like, what's going on with the war, and the leaders, you know, there's a lot of leaders around here. If you haven't noticed, like, Leaders Lane is right over there, and the tower, that's where all the leaders, they meet and such, and, you know, barring actually trying to, like, break into the tower or something, our best bet to gain information is, you know, going to a place like the Spark, because that's the high-class bar. You know, I prefer staying away from places like that, but, you know, if we need information, that's the place to go. You know, it's no banquet, but,
Before I forget, again, where is it?
what?
Hold on. My observant feat. If I can see a creature's mouth while it is speaking a language I understand, I can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. So that is something to keep in mind as we go information hunting.
Oh, that is useful, yes. So,
Does Kade, not so mechanically, but convey that to Estrella, that you have the ability to read lips?
I want to first, can I make an insight check? Not on Estrella, for once. The guy that gave her the card, I want to, like, I know he winked at her. I'm trying to get, like, is that like a kind of wink, or like a friendly wink, or like a hoity-toity wink, or what does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah, sure, give me...
I got a dirty 20.
I love when you all roll before I even say, like, yeah, give me the check. It's funny.
It helps rolling online, because it's instantaneous.
That's true. But I just think, I still think it's so, what do you gain from this? You get the... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll for this. Because I wanna... try to figure out exactly what I'm going for here, too. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So you got the feeling that he was trying to make conversation with a pretty girl.
Gotcha. Okay.
and give her an excuse to come to the bar that he owns to have a drink with him.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
mean, that part you would...
I get it. So like, she's pretty. He owns a bar. Comes
Yeah.
where I work, and I can. Got it.
Even in my crazy disguise, I'm still pretty. Some people are into this look, I suppose.
What do you look like right now?
Got the giant Leia bun situation going on.
Oh, right. I guess so. I'm gonna ask Estrella. So,
Yes.
when you do your whole, you know, twirly hair bit, is the flirting? Is that like part of your thing? Is that like, do you dig that? Do you not?
I don't know what flirting.
Like from the other party?
Oh, you mean? I hadn't really thought about it in that instant, honestly, but you know, it can be useful. I'll take what I, you know, if that gets me what I want, yeah, that's fine. I'm not, you know, I'm not really, you know, it's not, to be honest, to be actually honest, you know, I don't, I'm not like out here trying to, I'm not, I. You know, I mean, I'm not, I only flirt for usefulness, not really for, romance. I mean, you know, it's not that I don't, but I mean, there's a lot going on, and you know, I'm not saying, it's not like I don't, you know, want, but that's not really what my plan is for this particular situation. You know, I've got other things happening, and there are, you know, other things I have to take care of, and I wasn't really thinking about it. Sometimes I just sort of, I wasn't trying to be flirty this time, that just sort of, I mean, I guess, you know, sometimes when you've got such sparkle like I do, I just exude, you know, people flirt with me regardless of what I'm doing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you ask?
Kate rolls their eyes at your sparkle comment. How exactly do I say what I was gonna say? Like I just wanted to make sure that you didn't need extra backup going to, what is it, the Spark?
Yeah, the Spark. Ooh, as in like a wingman?
Like, I just wanted to make sure, no. The opposite. Like, I wanted to make sure those advances weren't like, you know, you're gonna use them to your benefit, whatever, I don't fucking care.
No.
But I wanted to make sure it wasn't like a...
Oh, no.
strong pushback. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it's like, no. So, to be honest, again, sort of, no, I'm just using him for information. Look, Jack's, this guy that we just met, he's...
Make a deception check.
17.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Am I contesting
yeah, I
that?
assume so.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say if you want to. Do you think that Cade noticed that?
dirty 20.
You find.
Oh,
This is the one line catch me in is you hear me say.
This is why I keep doing it.
Yeah.
There's like part of me that's like, ugh, she's never gonna like fail.
It's so
a
funny because in
deception
my
check.
other.
But there's occasions.
No, man, can I
I
just?
mean, because my insight is very
Yeah.
close to her deception. She just
Yeah.
somehow rolls so fucking high all the time.
I have.
Yeah,
can
Cade,
I?
you noticed that slip up this time. You're like, oh, you fully know this person.
Yeah. No, but it's funny because in my other campaign, not the one with you guys, but the other one, obviously, there's this running joke about this, the rogue steals the underwear of the bard to sell online because he's famous. Not online, but like on the black market or whatever because he's famous. And so she's been doing this from the beginning. Like that's like she's from before the campaign started, and so like almost like every other session there's a moment where we give him a chance to do an insight check to see if he figures out that she's lying, or that it's like at one point she was like wearing his pants or something, I don't remember, like she was like literally had his stuff on her, not his underwear obviously, but she started stealing his other stuff too, and he still just doesn't get it, and at one point it just keeps getting a nat 1 or like really low insight rolls. So we've been playing this campaign for a year and he still doesn't know. Like the person knows, but like the character does not, so it just keeps thinking. Like at one point he somehow realized that a halfling had stolen his stuff, and she's a halfling, right? And he, or something like that, and he like accuses her, and she's like, "I'm not a halfling, you racist," basically. Like, it fully convinces him that she's a dwarf. Like,
what?
Like, and that the or something like that, and convinces him to go talk to the gnome that's with them instead. Like, it was just so bad.
It's a very tiny party.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. Could be worse. Could be in that situation.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. So.
Please don't steal my underwear.
So you fully caught that, Kade.
Okay. So, Kate, I guess we're like walking, I assume, or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess are you guys going there? Going in that direction? What? You guys are still actually in the market? Are you still just like strolling around the market?
Yeah, I think we're just like casually walking, so that we're not just awkwardly standing still.
We're not just because I'm trying to. We're having this conversation where hopefully people aren't listening, so we're like, not just in the middle of people.
Keeping it moving.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn to Estrella and say, "Well, you really do know everyone in this town, don't you?"
Not everyone. I don't know that guy over there.
Hey, Estrella.
No. Yeah. I point to the shrimp merchant. No, the fish merchant. Like,
yeah, shrimp too.
Okay, yeah, that guy. I don't know him. Look, yeah, fine. Obviously, I know people here. I grew up here. I know a lot of people here. I know most people of import. And if they are not important, I probably don't know them, unless they are part of the underground, in which case they're all mysterious people, as I'm sure you know, but there's a good chance I might know them. And then Gale.
And then Gale. It would be easier for me to help you avoid these people, or find information from them if you told me why you were being so weird around them. I
don't see why that would make it easier. Just, what would make that, why would that make it easier? Avoid is avoid. What does it matter what the story is behind it?
Kate rolls her eyes again and just keeps walking forward.
So are you going to come to the
head,
spa
just like
with
a
me?
little shake.
Is that a yes on going to the bar together? Gonna have a real, real hoppin' good time there, right? Together, you and me, bonding, woo, right? My wingman, right?
I thought you didn't want to be.
Well,
Winged.
What?
Winged.
Well, no, not in the traditional sense, but, I just like a roguish wingman.
So what I'm gonna say is, Well, bars are loud, so it'll probably help that I can, and then I'm gonna mouth read lips instead of
That you
saying it
can.
out loud.
Sorry, that you can do what? I can't hear you. Are you doing a message?
Read lips.
Oh.
Something you clearly can't do.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time looking at people's mouths, so.
Really, you're a compulsive liar. I would assume you would study faces.
No, yeah, the eyes. That's
Lots of
mostly looking at
tells.
the eyes. But,
Mhm.
you know. A lot of shoulder movement, too.
So,
Kate shakes her head again and starts walking, continues looking forward.
what do you guys do from here?
I guess we're heading to. I mean, I guess we'd have to wait a little bit until it's like time for a bar to be open. So
Yeah, I would say at this point it's like late afternoon, early evening-ish. So there are places that are like taverns, like
Right.
obviously Estrella knows
Yeah.
the Gambler's Gambit would be open.
right.
The
That's
Blind
always open to
Owl
me.
would be open. Yeah, but the Blind Owl would be open because they'd be starting to serve like dinner. And there might be like, a show tonight kind of thing. Same with Carrie's because that's another bar. And the Spark will probably be opening later.
Alright, so, well, Gail asked for a.
So you have
yeah.
like a little time to
Right.
kill before the
Okay.
Spark
So
opens.
Gail is getting. Gail will be providing dinner. So and then going. Maybe it wouldn't be a terrible idea if you and Zahara went to the Spark. I'm saying like next game. Like if you and
I was like, excuse me.
yeah, I just mean because there's only
Please do
if there's
the
only like
Australian accent.
yeah.
I started to think of it. I was like,
Okay, how do I do this?
all right.
Well, that was close.
Yeah, on Sahara, she'll want to.
It's not terrible.
That's not bad.
No, it's better than I would have done. Anyway, that maybe you and Zahara should. Well, I mean, I know I was the one who was invited, but look, I don't want to go to the Crimson Letters, okay? And
What are we supposed to do? What I don't. Again, you gotta tell me just a little, a
so,
little something.
Really, what I'm just trying to. So we are in the capital city, okay?
Mhm.
And we are on a mission to save the world, right? That's the idea, in essence.
Mhm.
And currently, the world is at war with a god, possibly more than one. I don't really know, but in the capital city, all of the leaders tend to meet. I guess there were a few over there at the banquet that I sort of ran into and such, but this is where the main hub of information is. And the Spark, well, the Crimson Letters is right next to the tower being where the leaders meet, and it is the main tavern that people of import tend to go to. And listening to people in a tavern, that's when you get real information. So, and after all these long days they're probably having war planning and whatnot, I'm sure a lot of them are going to want to go to a bar. So, my thought process is simply that I'm just trying to get as much information about what's going on in the world as we can. Whether that is, information about the war, what the leaders are doing, what's going on in the rest of the world, the rest of Ninda, just generally because we've sort of plucked out information and we've read our books and whatnot, but it just might be good before we leave the capital city off on a journey where we're going through the wilderness and such. It might be good to get as much, get as informed as possible.
Okay.
Also, I'm just.
And
Yeah.
you don't want to go to the Crimson Letters because you know some of these fancy people? That's a question, not a statement.
There's a possibility.
Look, I don't care in what capacity you know them. So just, do they not like you or do you not like them?
Oh, it's a pretty mutual Question mark.
Okay. Are you like a wanted criminal or just like emotional trauma?
You know, well, that's a great question.
I don't need the nitty gritty.
I
I
want
don't. I
that on
don't
it.
need to
That
know.
if we ever make a T-shirt, that should be on it. Are you a war criminal or emotional
Are you
trauma?
a wanted criminal or?
Are you a wanted criminal or do you have emotional trauma?
That's pretty good. Yeah. So it's a 6 of one,
need to
half a
know
dozen,
what
all
I'm
that.
dealing with.
Okay, look. I've stolen some things, so there's a chance that I could be on a poster somewhere. I don't know, but more than that, yes, there are people who I don't really know how they'd feel about seeing me. I don't want them to see me yet. Is more the problem. I don't. After I save the world, then maybe. Or after I save.
You think they'll like you more if you save the world?
Well, now you're getting into psychology, aren't you? I don't really care whether they like me, but whether they respect me, I think they would have to if I'm at the top. If I've proven myself and no one can really deny it. Anyway, that's beside the point. Point is, there are people who, I don't know what they'd do if they saw me. I really don't. I don't know if they'd have me taken away, or arrested, and then taken away, or, just laugh in my face. I really just don't know. And I'd really rather not find out. But I'm curious about some of the goings-on at the Sorcerer's Hall, or the Crimson Letters, and, I'd like some information on that. I think it might be pertinent to our, us, our situation, and such.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will go. And if you want to tag along somewhere, you can. But
Well, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't decided. I mean, maybe. It just seems dangerous for me to go. I need more information. I'm going to the Blind Owl.
Alrighty then.
Kate's just gonna follow this like moderate breakdown.
So I just want to find someone who might, I don't know, I just want to go, I don't really know why Estrella is going to the Blind Owl. She just is.
Where you were last. Actually, it's the place where you guys were technically in the same room for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't meet here. You actually haven't met. You haven't
Yeah, we
met.
haven't
You
met.
met at all. You still haven't met. No, you guys technically met in Lilybrook. You just recognized her from
Cade
the
met
show.
no one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Cade had a horrible realization.
Cade had a rough day.
Cade had a mental breakdown here.
True.
You almost passed out.
I almost threw up.
You almost threw up. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to the Blind Owl. Maybe instead I'm going to, let's see. What is Estrella going to do? We still have to pick, I was supposed to meet up with Specs, right? To get information on the boat before midnight or something?
Yeah, he also wanted the rest of the payment.
Right, okay.
Before,
I'm going to the Gambler's Gambit.
So
I'm going to the Gambler's Gambit. So, if you want to go back to Gales, you can. Or whatever. Whatever you choose. So. I'm just gonna go.
Wait, you're going to the... Sorry, I got distracted.
I'm going to a bar. A different one.
And
to take
you
care
invited me to go?
No, I mean...
I didn't hear what you said. Did you invite me to come with you or go to Gales?
I just said you could do what you want. I am not making your choices for you.
I would love
Well,
to.
do you want my help, or do you
I
not?
mean, I don't need help. I'm just going to go deliver payment so we can get a ship.
To your mentor?
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yes. I was hoping you would. Okay, so you guys step into.
Wait, as like Estrella groans and is just like, Kate's gonna say, "What? I make a great first impression. I'm very charming."
So am I. We are equally great first impressions, I'm sure.
I'm sure we are.
Alright, well, I'll just...
Actually, as you guys start to go to the Gambler's Gambit, I'm gonna need Estrella to tell me how you get there.
Once again, I am circumventing towards the eastern side.
So, via the tech trade
and up through supplies,
marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need you. Are you doing this sneakily?
I mean,
or are you just
I'm
walking
in disguise,
normally?
and so I think I'm not being particularly sneaky outside of already being in disguise, because I'm not trying to pickpocket anyone. But I'm not I'm not like yelling and stuff. I'm just being normal.
Right. Give me a luck check.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my. I want to roll my die that has been doing so well for me. So 5. Oh wait.
You know what's funny about that? I think that's the exact same roll that you got when you saw.
That's correct. It is the
verse.
same one. So do I see them again?
No. Give me a perception check. Cade, you can give me a perception check too if you're
17.
just like looking around.
For some reason, I just had, I think, some sort of stroke because I went, I don't want to roll high on this luck check, and I grabbed my other die for some reason. I was thinking of how sometimes, like, I don't know what that was because I grabbed my other die and got a 5, and I rolled my good one and got a 17 again because apparently that's all I can roll on this die. Anyway, so 17 plus, what was it, perception?
Yes.
I don't have proficiency in that. So 19.
I only got a 9 because I rolled another 4. Another 5.
I'm pretty sure once again you got the exact same roll when you rolled.
I did.
Time.
I did. 'Cause I rolled a 5 last time, which is annoying. Because my passive perception is so fucking high.
Okay.
Well, if you're not like looking around, maybe it would be passive.
What was your deception check?
26.
Okay. Then you're good.
Ain't nobody gonna recognize me.
Just double checking. Well, I don't know. I have to check. Okay. So you are walking along the tech trade, and coming out of a shop, you see. I'm just making sure I'm saying this right. You see.
Auror.
No, I know. You see your youngest sibling that you have not seen. Well, you see, I guess I would say that you don't necessarily see the little sister that you remember. Right? Sister.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
How many fucking siblings do you have? Jesus.
I don't have any siblings. I don't know what you're talking about.
Last time you saw her, she was 7.
Actually, she would have been younger than that. Because I left...
Oh, right.
So...
You're saying 5 years ago for everyone else because you did come back once.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's...
Been 5 years since I've seen Specs and Gale, or except for the once a year ago. But for them, it's been 7 years.
So then it's been 7
Yeah.
years. So, well, that means that last time you saw Verse too, he was 8,
That is correct.
and Aurora was only 5.
That's correct. Yeah, so I barely recognize, but you know.
So you
But you know.
see, and you also see another face that you recognize, although this one doesn't look as changed, or, I mean, you know, she, or had a little bit of the still, like, chubby cheeks, like, that a 5-year-old would have, and now she's starting to look like she's growing into a young lady. And you also see face. This is the one I don't get.
What do you mean? Phase, like a moon phase.
Oh, okay. I
spelled-
couldn't help but read it as
Yeah,
in,
I
like,
spelled it that
okay.
way on purpose because I thought it was a
Okay.
cool,
I had a
like,
feeling.
dual meaning, but yeah.
Yes, okay. And you see your brother face.
Thank you for subscribing,
Thanks,
Gerg.
Gerg.
Thanks, Gerg! So you see your 2 siblings, and Faze is coming out of
with
actually they're both coming out of what?
I was just gonna. Well, you continue explain their situation.
What were you gonna say?
I was just going to ask if I like hear them with my 19 or anything like that. Like if I.
I'm gonna say that yeah, you do, because they're not necessarily being quiet. They come out of parts and pieces. And Faze goes, I think this one will fit in nicely with the collection, sis. And Aurora has like a big piece of like scrap metal in her hands. And she just seems like very excited to have gotten this piece of scrap metal. You don't necessarily know what it is, or what they're necessarily talking about, but
Interesting. Yeah, I just, try to be very discreet as I walk by, because I doubt that, because they were so young, I also really doubt that they would recognize me, even if I wasn't. I mean, maybe if I wasn't in disguise, but in disguise, I feel pretty confident that they're not going to see through me.
Faze is a little bit of a different
that's
story.
true. Faze is much older, but
yeah, he was only like 13.
Still, it's
so he was around the age that Aurora is now.
That's correct. Yeah, it's very disconcerting, I must say. But
yeah, How does Estrella feel about seeing her once younger, much younger?
Very. It's it's weird. It's definitely weird, but also she's just going to she's going to focus on not hyperventilating as she walks discreetly by and pretends that there's nothing to be concerned about and that Kade should not notice them at all.
Give me I wanted to say a Constitution saving throw to not hyperventilate.
I was mostly kidding about the hyperventilating, but well.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
no, you don't have to.
Yeah, there are people that would make her hyperventilate, but Faze and R are not the people.
I will say that Kade can make an insight check. Actually, I want Kade to make an insight check right now.
I just stand up tall.
15.
I stand up tall in my already 6-inch heels, so it's pretty hard to stand up even taller, but I do, and I...
Wait, I lied. I don't know what I was looking at. I got a 26.
Oh, okay, then I stand up tall very purposefully, and you probably do notice it's very purposeful.
Her breathing looks almost too controlled.
Mm-hmm. I am a normal person. I am a normal person. I am a normal person with very weird hair right now.
And you don't have detect thoughts, but somehow you still hear those thoughts.
I guess I'm gonna whisper to Estrella and say, like, do you do you need a distraction?
But from what?
Do we just keep walking?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
Just keep going, we're
okay.
fine.
Okay. Fine.
So,
All right.
Once we're like out of their range,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say,
I mean, do you notice them?
you know, I guess once we're a little bit away, I don't necessarily know if I notice them, but I see you get weird.
Yeah. I don't think with a 9 that you noticed them. Because they just looked like regular people coming out of a shop.
Because we're not related, as I said. There are other tieflings.
Yeah, they don't. I would say that Aurora and Phase are actually the ones that look like the most different from Estrella. Not just by their given colors, but I don't know, their facial structures. Like Phase takes more after your about after the dad, and Aurora takes after the mom. And Estrella is kind of like a perfect meat. So they're on the other ends of the spectrum.
Okay, so you know what? Since I didn't notice them, I think I noticed Estrella get all weird and like uptight. So I'm gonna like also stand a little bit taller and like put my hand on my rapier.
Oh, you think we're about to have a fight.
And just kind of be on alert until I notice you like breathe again.
Okay, so yeah, once we get through the area, I kind of.
They did go in the opposite direction. They were going like in this.
I know the ways that people walk around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you would. I mean, maybe not them because you don't.
True, but I know the general. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once we get to the other end, I just, you see, my knees buckle just a little. Not like I buckle and fall. Just I'm not as like stick straight. And let's go. All right, we're almost there.
What the hell is that about?
Just what do you mean?
You got all uptight and you stopped breathing.
Well,
I think your pulse jumps like 100 beats.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's sometimes that area is rife with people that could recognize me, and I just, I like to be very careful. And
see, the beauty of you saying when someone spots you or you see someone is then I don't think that we're just going to be jumped in the middle of the street.
It's always good to be prepared. I'm just like letting you, we could be, I don't know. It's always good to have it at the ready.
Just right then, a bandit comes out.
It's fine. Kade takes them down.
Wish.
What? I don't know what your problem is. Let's get to the. I mean, are you sure you don't want to go back to Gales?
No. Let's go.
Okay. All right, to the gambit. Ahoy.
You want us to be friends so badly.
I do. I don't have many friends. I mean, I have 2.
You think maybe you don't have many friends because you're hiding from every single person you know on the planet?
Well, yes, actually, that's exactly why. But now that I'm back in town, I guess I kind of have more friends. I mean, sort of. Kind of rekindled a friendship with 2 people. So, again, 2. I have 2 friends. Maybe 3. I think Sahara kind of likes me now. I got her a jacket.
I bet Monty thinks you're his friend.
Alright, let's go! And I lead them to the gambit.
Can I just say, sorry, this is like just such a specific pull, but you guys ever watch Victorious?
Yeah.
Kade and Estrella's relationship feels like Tori and Jade.
It does.
Whenever they would do solo things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but we can sing, what's the song? Take a Hint. That could be us. We can go to the bar and sing Take a Hint. When
There we
Jackson,
go. There's
like,
a
if
plan.
Jackson gets creepy or something.
And what I didn't mention is not only is this an extremely high class and elegant bar, it's also a karaoke.
All elegant bars are when Estrella's around. No.
You know, anywhere can be a karaoke if you try hard enough.
Exactly.
I mean,
Valid.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys make your way over to Gambler's Gambit. Don't forget to move yourselves.
That accent you just did.
I don't know.
Don't forget to. I don't
it
even
was
know what it
haunting
was.
is what it was.
Forget to move yourselves.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was something.
Don't forget to move yourselves.
Oh, now it's getting weirder.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
What if I just keep saying it? Will it eventually lose all meaning?
Yes.
Alright. So, actually, you know what I just realized? Someone said, Andrew said, Estrella's disguise is so good, I forgot she was a tiefling. Honestly, she doesn't look like a tiefling right now.
It's accurate. I don't.
Because she's got her things covering her horns.
Correct. That's the whole idea. I've got
I
my
know.
weird horn
So-
bun
Rocking
fabric
that
thing.
Leia bun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
hair, it's fabric, though. But,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so you guys make it over to the Gambler's Gambit, and you walk. I'm assuming you walk right in, Estrella.
Correct.
Okay.
Well,
You walk right
I kind of like push Kade in a little bit. Not like push them in, but like gesture for them to walk in. As I like, oh,
Like after
yeah,
you.
that kind of thing.
Cade, do you go in,
Yeah.
or do you guys just have a fight outside the door about who goes in first? No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go
Neither of
first.
us is that polite.
I'm very like light on my feet since I'm dexterous, and I assume that I'm always walking around with my hands in my pockets. So I just like I can picture it in my head. I can't describe
Like you're
it.
being
Like,
very lithe, and you just like
yeah, and like
very
kinda
elegantly
side.
just
Yeah.
yeah. I know
'Cause
exactly.
especially in front of Estrella, meeting Estrella's like mentor, like.
Like you're
'cause I'm-
enjoying this right now.
And I'm definitely enjoying it, and I know she gives me a lot of shit for not speaking and like being grumpy. So like I want to be full bard charm.
Oh.
I
Well,
absolutely love it. Okay, so you walk in, and Estrella, the only thing that's different is that you actually see specs in
so
here.
there's no gold bag.
There's still a gold bag on the counter. But he's out in the open. You do know that it's not like that's not a trick he does every single time. It's kind of something he does occasionally. But sometimes he has things to do, and so
To
he
actually man the bar once in a while.
yeah he does actually own this tavern, and
Okay.
and you know runs an entire underground syndicate. He got shit to do. So he's actually at the bar, and he's like he's No, actually, sorry, he's not wiping it down. He has enchanted a rag to be wiping down the bar, and he's kind of just standing back, and he like has a pipe in his hand, and he sees you walk in, but he doesn't know it's you.
No, I have the same disguise as I had on before. So I probably would.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you were wearing this disguise before. So he sees you walk in, and he goes, "There's two right here," and he points to two bar stools right in front of him, and but you see that they're not empty, and immediately he snaps his fingers, the rag drops, and the backs of both of these like men who had fallen asleep drunk on the bar, their shirts are like hoisted up behind them, they're dragged out of the seats, and then like you just see a pair of boots kick both of them in the butts as they it kicks them both into a booth, and they both just like continue to just sleep in the booth.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Only the best.
Alright. Well, I know, you only did that because I owe you money, so I've come bearing gifts.
And
Here you go.
he counts it out, and he goes, there's only 9.
Oh.
You want to count them? And he lays them out on the table.
I know that you can. Oh, I counted them before I gave them to you. Don't try. Turn your hands around, Specs. Come on. Don't try that with me.
Give me an insight check. Or I guess I'll.
That's an 8.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Hold
on. You only paid him 9 gold. There is only 9 gold on the table.
Hold on, I need to count.
1, 2, 3.
935, 936.
I forgot you had so much money.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot how much
rich.
freaking money I gave you guys.
No, I have the most money out of everybody, so.
Oh, that's
sure,
right, you are
sure
rich.
does.
That's been a secret this whole time I've been keeping. Because I'm so stingy.
I actually, Sienna forgot about it, so.
Kate knew that you had money. More money than us.
I didn't know if you knew that, because I never mentioned on stream that I had it. I was very careful.
I sussed that one out.
Yeah. Well.
There are some things I noticed.
Anyway, I don't actually count that. I don't count 900 because the whole point is that you don't know how much money I have ever at any given time.
Kate, do you... I mean, I'm assuming that you walked over with Estrella.
Yeah, I was just kind of sitting there watching this interaction.
Do you want to make an insight check?
I earmarked those 10 gold. I don't... Kate, did you steal it?
17. Did you actually say that to Cade?
Yes.
And he did get a nat 20 on his deception, so I guess that
wouldn't
work. Stealing's not my business.
Well,
that's yours.
I mean, you pickpocketed someone earlier.
I offered to give you gold before. Do you need a gold?
No. Specs,
and then
how
I'm gonna
much do you like
turn
those 2 drunk guys?
And I'm gonna extend my hand and say, "I'm Cade, by the way."
Yes. This is a person, but
and Specs like hands out his hand, like he expects you to kiss it, like kind of thing. So he goes, "Okay, nice to meet you."
I really doubt that's gonna work, Spexy, but Anyway,
he just shakes your hand that way,
gotcha.
But the world's awkwardest handshake.
Oh, charmed, I'm sure, and then just kind of ends up.
Anyway,
hello, Cade. I'm Specs, and this little lady over here owes me a gold. And you see,
apparently,
in his hand that he has outstretched, there is a gold coin that is sticking in his fingers, and he looks you straight in the eyes.
How much do you like those 2 guys?
No. He looks Estrella straight in the eyes.
How much do you like those 2 drunk guys that you just kind of kicked over into a booth? Are they friends or just good customers?
Now he looks at Cade and goes, "You get my joke? Did you get my trick?" The gold that he has in his hand is the one that was missing.
Well, I just assumed that you were asking me to go get another one.
No, he flicks it back to you and says, "You gotta get better, kid."
Okay. I mean, someday I'm gonna beat you. You'll see.
But he did actually give you that 1 gold back, and he just takes the 9 and puts it in his bag, and he goes, "That's the friends and family discount."
I feel like this is pity, but I'm going to take it anyway, so thank you.
And he turns to you, Cade, and goes, "So, what'll it be?"
Whatever you recommend.
Well, we've got beer, ale, and lager.
Imagine if I knew what the fuck the difference between any of those things was.
Well,
I
there
meant
is
it-
actually a difference.
I know there's an actual difference. It was supposed to be a joke that like
Oh.
they've just got the one. It's
One drink.
It's
Yeah, they
yeah.
don't do cocktails here. Nothing fancy like that. You know, it's the one. It's the
But I
one
do
downside.
have my umbrellas for you, Estrella. And he pulls out like a little.
Yeah, when
like,
yes, but when you stick an
cocktail
umbrella in a beer bottle, it kind of is very hard to drink.
but then you have a cap, and he like puts it in, like holds it upside down. And the beer just drains through the straw, through the paper umbrella. He goes, okay, and he takes a swig, and then he enchants the rag again to just mop up what he just did.
So I'll say to him that a beer's fine, and then I'm going to turn to Estrella and say, we're staying for a drink, right?
Well, I mean, you've
As I
already.
sit.
Looks like you are. I mean, we're supposed to have
And,
dinner.
he pours it.
Gail is making dinner for us, so I can't stay long. So
Oh, she didn't tell me she was making dinner.
I mean, she has to eat dinner every day. That's pretty normal, right? Are you invited to dinner? Like
What's she making?
soup?
You know that?
Yes. She's
What
making
Estrella hopes.
vegetable soup. You
And
know, her famous vegetable soup.
Specs goes, the fuck are you talking about?
I have no idea what she's making. She didn't tell me.
Alright, well, fine. You could stay for a drink.
Do you
Called
want to
before-
come
it's
to
called
dinner?
cocktail hour. It's called happy
do you
hour
want to
for a
close down
reason.
your bar and come eat dinner with us? Is that what you're asking for? Don't you have a business to run?
Yeah, I don't have to be here for it.
Sure.
Anyway,
Okay. Well, and on that note, it is 9:30, so.
yeah. So you guys sit and have. Well, I will just say, was there anything that Cade wanted to? Here, let's just have one last conversation. Do you
okay.
guys have the time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to be anywhere at
Just-
9:30 p.m. But I guess the thing I should clear up is, so now that you have the payment, what is the game plan?
Well, the plan is you get on a boat.
Right. Which one?
The Protectors of Ninda ship.
Right.
that
How
I
do I know
about.
which one it is?
Oh, it's the one in slot 5.
Okay, right. And
And
so you're gonna tell
you're
your
gonna-
friend.
yeah, you're gonna want to look. You're gonna go want to get there at like 5
Ew,
a.m.
gross, but okay.
In 2 days, and yeah, you're gonna have to stay in the cargo hold.
Oh boy.
That's not very glamorous, but all right, if that's how it has to be. How are they gonna? What's I assume I should know the name of person we're supposed to meet.
Oh yeah, it'll be Captain Wallace.
Wallace, got it. Okay, so you're going to speak to him for us.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else I should know?
I mean, you know where it's going, right?
No. Rebecca doesn't remember. I'm sure if he said it before, Estrella would know. But what?
He didn't
Oh.
say it before. He just said that he knew someone that had a ship, and he just said he would
You know,
inquire about it.
I don't know. Actually, we never really cleared that up. I told you where I needed to go, and I'm hoping it's going there, and you're not just shipping me off into the middle of nowhere.
Well, it's going to the Mount.
Mount.
I'll bring
Thank
you
you.
guys to the world.
Please.
Mount sounds like where the mountains are. So, oh, I'm incorrect. Okay, it's the opposite, the direct opposite.
Yeah.
Alright, the Mount.
That's by Sleeper's Bay.
It's by Sleeper's Bay, which we did need to hit up. So we can go from the Mount. We can probably... It probably wouldn't be too difficult to cross across to Forminda from, like, after we go through Sleeper's Bay and then get down to... So it's not too bad from there. It does get us closer to our goal, I think. It's actually... It really depends on what our goal is, but we're going all over the place. It's all adventure. Anyway, yes, so... Alright. Are they just going directly there? Are they gonna make stops?
No, I think they have enough fuel for the whole trip.
Okay, so possibly we could get out before they get there though, because it might be hard to do some. Well, this is a discussion for the three of us. But thank you, Specs. We'll figure it out from there. I'm capable. And once again, I don't know when I'm gonna see you next. So just thanks. It's been. Thank you.
I thought he was coming to dinner.
Oh, come on, kid. And he, ruffles. He, pat. I guess I don't have a hat. You don't have your hat on quite the same way. So,
yeah.
Right?
You're right. I don't have my hat on. This is why I feel so wrong.
And it's not. I was gonna say he ruffles your hair, and then I was
no,
like,
it's
pass
just
your
like
hat.
a weird. I have a weird fabric cap thing on.
He just he goes
taps
your
buns.
Taps my buns. That's the worst thing you could have said. Thank you.
He taps your buns. No, I think he actually he's probably done this before, ruffled your hair kind of thing before, and he goes to make both those motions and then realizes that he can't ruffle your hair or pat you on the and he just more of a awkward there pat on the top of your head, just on top of all the fabric, and he's like, did I tell you interesting fashion choice?
It's not really a choice so much as a necessity. So I'll be out of it soon, hopefully on the way and all. Yeah. So anyway, are you coming to dinner?
He looks at his watch and he goes, "Yeah, I got time."
Great.
And then he yells you see him yell in the back, "Cookie! I gotta go!"
Cookie.
Okay.
People named Cookie make me chuckle.
Bye, Cookie!
He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He just gives grumbles.
It's been real, Just keep at it. Alright, let's go.
And you guys head off back over to Gale's. Let me bring us over there for a second. You guys head back over to Gale's, and they actually Gale has made a kind of a squash dish. So there is vegetables. It's kind of isn't that what ratatouille is?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's made kind of that kind of thing, and then you see a whole thing of sticky buns that are just they're also put on the dinner table. They're actually put you're expected to have them instead of salad, you eat salad first.
As it should be.
And as soon as you walk in the door, she hands you one. She goes, "Oh, Specs, take one." And then she yells for Zahara to pull up another chair, and you guys sit and eat dinner. And maybe we'll roleplay a little of that next time.
Yeah, I want to embarrass Estrella a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I figured. And I figured Zahara would also want to say a few words.
A few words.
Wonderful.
So
wait.
thank you guys all for watching and coming to hang out with us. And here, special thanks to... Do you guys see that, right? Okay. Special thanks to these lovely people. I finally finished the parasitology series. It was great. There's a hole in my heart now. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone. And hopefully we'll have
Bye.
emotes maybe by next time. Or
Yes.
at least
Yeah,
one.
we'll
We'll
try.
have at least one, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a work
to
in
everyone that
progress.
subscribed.
So, night, everyone.
Bye. Bye.